for Nigeria because the about 35 or 32, 25 girls, I mean 38 girls. You know, so these days we they miss the numbers them. Well, the abducted Kebbi school girls, then don't come out. Our gallant military and security officers don't bring them out. And our president is very excited about them. Plus, including say, you see the church worshippers, about 38 of them, how many of them again? They don't release them. So yeah, go here and see normal. The bandits were so nice. They helped us and released them. And the president said, make a tell on us. Say, when I see him, say him make sure seeing cancel in G20 summits. He know for the place he's supposed go. Because the things we concern this country, they pay now for heart. So when I making cancel in summits, I making no go where he supposed go. So the thing pay now where we reach like that, you know, go anywhere. And now he don't make sure say they don't release some of the people where they don't kidnap. Good news, good news, good news. But the sad one be say they don't come kidnap more people. For Borno State now, they don't kidnap more girls, teenagers at this time. And this one, they very, very bad. Plus, including, say, would they hear, say, some forest them for inside Kogi State. Most of the forests for inside Kogi State, they condoned up. In fact, they surrounded by terrorists. This one self can't be hard news. Some people can't even talk, say, they hear something about, some forest and bandits be terrorists arriving River State. Oh, I don't know whether that story is true or not, but make a leave them. And then plus, what thing get to do with the attempt, and according to people, we talk about the assassination attempt on Justice Omotosho way rule on the case of Nnamdi Kanu. As court don't condemn and say a lie, there was nothing like that. There was nothing like that. I'm not gonna need the carry rumor before I go blame on Nnamdi Kanu. There was nothing like that at all at all. Plus, he Nnamdi Kanu himself has said that you know what, I reject that judgment. I reject that judgment. So all of this matter and more now go bring come on at the motor. Today na Sunday, and as usual, typically we get a Sunday, Friday tonic inside your house, Prince Francis Shilaka, to join us to break down all of this conversation and more. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Precious Amy. Welcome to Update with Precious. Oh yeah, make a go bring on an update of the matter them where they share as it is hot today for inside Nigeria. One by one, I go to bring on the hot to read them. First, ISWAP don't abduct 13 female teenagers from Borno farm. One escape. That one day. How go they solve problem? Another one go they happen again. Now, waiting people they talk with that. Nigerian police intel confirms large number of bandits in Kogi list secondary school, university as targets. If it happen for Kogi State. We'll leave that one. We'll go again. Police deny reports of Gombe Ekwa church attack, mass abduction amid social media claims. That one said there for one corner. 50 pupils escape escape abduction at St. Mary's Catholic School in Niger State. That is, you know, so they say about 315 or about before 9 they carry. So 50 of the children don't run. These children were so smart. They won't come out for the kidnappers then. And the kidnappers come look and say, okay, if we lose 50, we could just carry this 253 will remain. So 50 pupils escape abduction at St. Mary's Catholic School in Niger State. 253 pupils, 12 staff members still held by terrorists. That's Naditory Day. And then we'll move on as 38 abducted worshippers of Kwara Church regain freedom. And the governor of the state don't, accept, say, confirm, say, truly they don't regain their freedom. Suspected bandits kill Jibwis officer, abduct nursing mother in Bauchi State. You see, as for the release, then they abduct. What do we do now? What do we do? Then they release, they abduct, they release, they abduct. What is going on here? Well, let's go on to that case. So, as I said earlier, suspected bandits kill Jibwis officer, abduct nursing mother in Bauchi State. Kaduna repentant bandits return to terrorize communities, steal 97 cattle from poor farmers in 1 week. In case you don't understand, you know the repentant bandits. Then we say would they give repentant amnesty? So I should be for them uniform for them. Can't use state money to use take care of them. They don't return to the communities for Kaduna State. Come begin terrorize the communities again. Begin thief their things. Them begin threatening their lives. It shock you. Make it not shock you. I mean those terrorists. Say be say they say make them forgive them. Those ones. Okay, go ahead. The same Kaduna State when you talk, say, oh, he's working now in Kaduna, everywhere is calm because the governor is cooperating. That is exactly where I'm going to. You understand, right? Now, Facebook deletes Reverend Ezekiel Dachumo's account after post on Christian genocide in Nigeria. Why Facebook would delete that and waiting people they talk about be that. And then we go to other issues. Christian Association of Nigeria can declares nationwide day of prayer against genocide in Nigeria. We have to pray away the genocide, pray it away. And not the only Christian association, no. Other men of God, too, like Bishop Oyedepo, don't talk. Say, let's pray and fast for these killings to stop. Again, terrorists kill 5 police officers in Bauchi ambush. This one, my latest one, Bauchi ambush, latest one. Meanwhile, Pope Leo don't demand immediate release of over 300 students and teachers abducted from Niger Catholic School. And then we'll move on. We'll move on. As Nigeria can't move forward until corrupt leaders are punished for wrongdoings. Archbishop Kaigama, now in the talk this one. Who go punish them now? That be the problem. PDP accuses Bola Tinubu of surrendering to terrorists as mass kidnappings spread across the north. And then Tinubu reacts as 50 Catholic school students, 38 worshippers in Kwara regain freedom. Say, I have done well, my men have worked gallantly. Even the governor said, confirm. Yobe government calls for calm over precautionary school closure. And then Nigeria High Court denies assassination attempt on Justice Omotosho following Nnamdi Kanu's life sentence. Nnamdi Kanu rejects life sentence, calls for justice review, thanks supporters, brother Kanunta. And I need to talk this one. And then Nigerian customs police, others escort smuggled goods, pocket 4 to 6 billion naira weekly through cartels at Semebadagri border. This according to sources. Okay, Lagos Task Force returns to Orun Shoki despite court order. Residents mobilized to resist fresh demolitions. And then misguided. APC knocks Peter Obi over comments on Nnamdi Kanu's conviction. Say he then misguided. Why? We'll look into it. Insecurity. Ask for help or resign. PDP tells Tinubu. And then 2027, Ganduje Kanu. Everybody for Kanu APC don't say, we endorse only Tinubu as a unanimous candidate. I mean, all this drama when they happen, what did they do? To do endorsement. It shock you. Make it not shock you. Your life not today important like that. But this inside the story will also bring the breakdown of the matter, the detail of meeting between U.S. War Secretary Hegseth and Nigerian delegation. We be say the real breakdown of the conversation. We didn't get details of their news. We'll go bring down come in the month. All of this and more now we get with you this evening. And I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody who join us. They always sweet my belly to bring down all this matter. I'm joining me for inside the studio now Prince Francis Chilaka, political and social affairs analyst. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. How are you doing too?
Today, I don't want to call you APC woman. You have repented.
I beg. The way people they vex or APC, I made a no stone me since I follow chop money. I'm not chop.
You're not chop.
I know.
We cannot give you.
For where?
The expatriate not give you.
Expatriates are for Lagos. I see them for River State.
Oh, you live for Rivers, come Lagos. You don't see you. I mean, this is they give you appointment, and because I know that the expatriate they call you up and down.
Chop.
So many come connect appointment.
Expatriates know my name. You don't know my name to call me. Welcome, sir. So, Prince Chilaka, sir, I should say you don't see. First of all, I mean, you don't see as our president Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Make I look what I go fit quickly, put up a message as he did very, very happy over the release of the children. Then we be say they release.
No, precious, please. I think Mr. President needs to be. I don't like the narrative that is being put out there. The narrative being put out there is not the right narrative. It's not that any effort by the presidency brought those children home. It's not that the effort of the Nigerian police or Nigerian army brought those children home. Let us put the right narrative so that we know what we're saying and know what we're doing. These children took a risk to escape from their captors. Let us put it the way it is. It is not an effort by the federal government. The federal government, the Nigerian army, the Nigerian police did nothing. They did nothing to rescue these children. These children took a risk, a calculated risk, to escape from their captors. So why would we be praising Mr. President, or why Mr. President be taking the praise for what he did not do? So please let us always put the right narrative out there. I find it very, very upsetting and insulting, even to those children who took the risk to escape. There are still about 200 and something children in the hands of the captives. I have the army not been able to rescue them. So why is everybody jumping around all over the place saying that the children that escaped, yes, we're happy that they escaped. But the government should not take credit for that. The government did not do anything to bring these children out. So let us put the right information there for everybody to know what is going on in our country. We have a country that today has lost it. We have a country where our leaders, rather than face the insecurity that has bedeviled this country, they're all busy all over the place doing politics and endorsing themselves. How can you be endorsing bad leadership? How can you be endorsing bad leadership? Nigerians are crying. Nigerians are dying on a daily basis. There's poverty in the land. There's unemployment. There's bad governance. And all the political class can think of is endorsement. How did we get to this level? How did we get to this point where we can no longer be proud of our country? So please, I would appreciate if you put the right narrative that these children took a risk, a calculated risk to escape. And the question I kept asking, when the Chibok girls happened, it was about 200 or something, I remember. How were these children moved? Again, we have about 200, almost 300 children that were taken out. How were they moved? That nobody saw them. Are we saying that their school is just a bush path? You just have a bush path that you enter and then everybody disappears. The day some of those Chibok girls came back, we saw how they sold uniform for them, sold clothes for them. And I was asking, when was the contract of these clothes awarded? Why is it that our leaders are lying, being deceptive to the people? In all of this thing, Mr. President has not seen the need to address the nation. He has not seen the need.
His address.
Whether he traveled, whether he
address from with Twitter, Facebook, or anywhere.
No, precious. Twitter is not where a president of 200 million people should be addressing the citizens.
Trump address us through Twitter now, through Truth Social self. Then before he come live again, come talk about them. Trump address us through Twitter now. Abi, he did so.
No, you see, you cannot compare America and Nigeria. I mean, look, precious. Every Nigerian today wants to jack back to America. Let's be honest with ourselves, including government officials. They want to jack back because they are scared. Christmas is less than how many days to go. People are not even sure how they'll celebrate their Christmas. Nobody wants to travel. Nobody wants to travel. Maybe another way. Today, somebody, the whole of what is trending today was the message that was put out by some lady on Instagram and Twitter that they are kidnapping people in Ikorodu. And this is Lagos. We know that evidence the kidnapper is still in prison. So who is doing the kidnapping now? With the fact that Nnamdi Kanu has been sentenced for life imprisonment, nobody's sure how the Southeast will be this December. Because as you and I speak here, nobody has told us who the unknown gunmen are. So when government wants to put information out to the people, let them put the information the way they are.
All right, so we'll make a quickly give breakdown of how they say they use escape. Now, according to most Reverend Bulos Dawa Yohana, will be the chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Niger State, and proprietor of the school and Catholic Bishop of Kontagora Diocese. They say as much as we receive the return of these 50 children that escaped with some sigh of relief, I urge you all to continue in your prayers for the rescue and safe return of the remaining victims. They say for updates, there are updates were signed electronically. Then they say for the records, we now have 251 primary pupils, 14 secondary students, and 12 teachers still with the abductors. And so they talk for their statement. In the primary section, out of total number of 430 pupils, we have that we have in the school, 377 of them are boarders, and the remaining 53 others are non-boarders. Currently, aside the 50 pupils that escaped and have returned home to their parents, we have 141 pupils who were not carried away. As it stands right now, we have 236 pupils, another 3 children who belong to our staff, 14 secondary students, making a total of 253 children, including 12 members of staff with the abductors. Now, Johanna appealed for calm and continued prayers, of course, for the children to return. He said, as much as we receive the return for the 50 children, so that's what they talk. So people, they believe, say it will happen. But let's also see, perhaps praise the government or also thank God, because now no even know what we do, for the lives of the church members for inside Kwara State. We also did don't release the ones for Iruku, for inside Kogi State, because the freed they announced the release of 38. The Kwara State governor announced the release of the 38 persons. Them say they got free. The freed abductors regained their abductees rather regained their freedom today, Sunday, November 23, following several days of coordinated efforts. Now, Rufai Ajakaye, Chief Press Secretary to the governor, disclosed information in a statement. According to the statement, Governor Abdulrazak Abdurrahman attributed the successful rescue to the hands-on approach. So you attribute them to the hands-on approach of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who directed measures to secure their release. Did you hear that?
So, well, our president has become a general. He has become a field marshal. So this is the problem with that. Please hold on. Okay. This is the problem with politics. This is the problem with the kind of leadership we have in this country.
Okay, sir.
The government, nobody has told us how many of these abductors, those who abducted, how many of them were caught, how many of them were killed, how many of them were arrested. Nobody's talking about that. And all of a sudden, Mr. President has become a strategist. He has become a field marshal. He has become the one, he's even the chief of army staff. I find it, you see, what this government is doing is playing with the intelligence of Nigerians. They're just gaslighting Nigerians the way they want. Obviously, yes, the buck stops on the table of the president. But when things happen like this, tell us the truth. Tell us, were these people freed by their captors? Were their captors arrested? Were they killed? What was happened to them? Don't just tell us about the people who have been set free. Tell us also so that we know how to nip this thing in the bud. Was it that when they saw the Nigerian army or Nigerian police or civil defense, they ran away? Don't forget, if they run away, it means that they will go back and come back.
No, they say they try to explain what's in the governor talk now. He said now they say because the president get to cancel a trip in schedule to G20 summit to make sure say in coordinate attempt to bring the rescue them. That he directed heightened security deployments in Kwara State in what underlined his firm commitment to safety and well-being of the people of Nigeria. And so they said the abductees were free today, November 3. And so they talk. The governor expressed his gratitude to the president for leading the team and making sure they release those people then. So they say, and the president himself also confirmed and said, "On a CEO, I cancel my trip because of now. I don't come back. I don't go." You see, I'm right.
So when it happened in Yelawata, the president didn't see the need to take those steps. The president didn't see the need to cut short his holiday.
Those ones not died.
Because those ones are collateral damage.
I know now.
That is what it means. That is what it means. But I am not saying that the release is a problem. I'm happy for those that have been released. But the question is, those who took them hostage, what happened to them? Why is everybody quiet about it?
Nobody will not hear any of them they killed though. So that's the problem.
No kill, nobody's killed, nobody's arrested.
No, none of them arrested, but
what is going on? When you took 270 children from Chibok, and this is the same question I'm going to ask again. And this is a question I've been asking government. And government is the only people that can answer this question. How were these children carried? How were they fed into the bush? How were they moved? Were there luxurious buses? Did they use a camel? Did they use a cart? How did you move these children? The children that escaped, we heard that they escaped between Friday and Saturday. Agreed, I'm so happy about it. But when this number of children are being moved, precious, how do they move them? How do they move them? Why are we not asking this question? Why is government not telling us?
All right, sir. So let's go to the next matter then, the recent abductions then. Yeah. So this evening or today, we hear some members of the Islamic State West African province, ISWAP, don't abduct several female teenagers for inside Askira Uba local government area of Borno State. In fact, as we talk to you, here's another one happen for Gombe State too, but we did come. Look, we'll attend to this one first. Now, the Deputy Speaker of Benue State, Borno State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Abdullahi Askira, confirmed the incident, stating that the victims were seized while working on their farms in Musa district, according to Daily Trust also covered this one. Now, Abdullahi, who represents the Askira Uba constituency, explained that the 13 abducted girls aged between 15 and 20 had gone to the farmland in the Musa area to harvest crops when the assailants carried out the attack. Now, he further noted that Huyin and Musa are both farming communities in Askira local government area. Bottom line, they don't bother other people again today. And these are teenagers. We don't know as they go. We hear say one of them escaped the people who grabbed them, but we'll never know as they go use return. But while we're talking about this, we also did hear that the Nigerian police force said that they placed security agencies in Kogi State in high alert following its intelligence indicating a mass movement of bandits into part of Kogi East local government area, Kogi East in Kogi State generally. Now, this is according to an Intel Police wireless message obtained by newsmen. The intelligence shared by the State Intelligence Department (CID) in Lokoja revealed that a large number of armed bandits fleeing ongoing military operations in Kwara and Niger states have migrated into forests and areas around Basa and Aiba or Chaja. According to the signal, the bandits, some reportedly dressed in military uniforms, are heavily armed with AK-47 rifles and other sophisticated weapons. The police memo warns that intelligence sources have identified several high-risk targets for possible attacks. In fact, they say some secondary schools, university, they don't name some areas and we basically could be high-risk targets for this attack. This Kogi State, again, very, very close to this. It don't they come again. Now, these recent attacks, I don't know what to go do about them because as they cry about that one, they even don't kill some people too. Because we also hear say suspected kidnappers attack Zalau village for Toro local government area of Bauchi State. Then kill one Mohammed Bakoshi, will be an Islamic cleric and disciplined officer of Jama'atu. So then also carry other people, map other people for nobody. In nursing murder. Now they carry for nobody. We just bomb became here. Prince Francis Chilaka. So it can't be like say, why would they happy for one attack? Another they happen. In fact, did it happen? I don't understand. I don't understand. How did we get so polarized?
We got to it when the political class or political leaders decided to put themselves before the people. They all want to be on the news. They all want to enjoy the razzmatazz. You know, they want to be out there. So that's the problem. That's where it all started. And that is very, very unfortunate. That's where it all started. So as a matter of fact, you know, we seem to have lost it. We seem to have really, really lost it because those we call leaders, I don't even know why we should be calling them leaders anymore. When you have, you know, the policemen, the military men who should protect the people, protecting the politicians, what do you expect? There is no employment. There is no, there is so much hunger in the land. There is poverty. What do you expect? And, you know, coupled with the fact that, you know, people now see the lifestyle of the politicians as a model. That's what is happening. But I am really, really worried at the spate of kidnapping and abduction that is going on. It looks as if, you know, somebody is somewhere saying, what can your helpers do? Since we are so now need help from America, what can they do? It looks more like it. Because suddenly there's been kidnap here and there, escape here and there. So it looks as if there is somebody who is there. I was watching a video this afternoon, and I was very, very upset. I don't even know what Gumi was saying. I honestly speaking, I don't know what Gumi was saying. He was saying something like that the headsmen or the bandits or whatever, that they need the money they're asking for to be able to equip themselves. Since government is fighting them, they need to buy weapons to fight the government back. And you ask yourself, I mean, is that what a normal human being should be saying? Is that what somebody who is normal with his senses will be saying? So if you hear people like Gumi talk, it affects your mental health. You begin to ask yourself, am I normal listening to this man? But at the end of the day, you know, we're too religious in Nigeria. And that is why a governor who collects security vote every month, who should be looking at how to apply technology in protecting the people, is telling you that he's declaring fasting and prayer. Is that not the height of mediocrity?
Why?
God has given you wisdom, God has given you knowledge, God has given you understanding. These are the 3 weapons God has given to you to fight every situation that you come across. You don't use them. You don't apply them. You are still going to tell God. So what are you going to tell God? The way we look at the issue of prayer in this country, we think we're the only ones that God is watching over. So God will leave other people who have taken steps in the right direction and then come and face you because you are the apple of God's eye. When those who are leading you are not doing the right thing, when they're embezzling all the resources of the land, when they're embezzling all the funds of the land, then the ordinary poor Nigerians are the ones subjected to fasting and prayer. This is the height of hypocrisy. The issue of Nigeria is not an issue of prayer. The issue of Nigeria is an issue of action. Action needs to be taken. Government needs to be deliberate and intentional about protecting the lives of the people. You don't become reactive when something has happened. You should be proactive. That is what governance is all about. Leadership is to show direction to the people. But do our leaders show the direction? Even when they try to show the direction, do they show the right direction? And a lot of people will say, oh, leaders, but it is the leaders. Because Nigerians have voluntarily given up their sovereignty to the leaders. So they expect the leaders to be the ones to say, let us do it this way, let us go this way, let us do this. But no. The only thing we talk about is prayer, 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 fasting, prayer. So when we do the fasting and prayer finish, God will not come down from heaven to arrest all the bandits. Or is it that God will come down from heaven to put them to sleep? You just control them, let them sleep, then you arrest them. These are people who are thinking ahead of you. They are planning. They are strategic about what they're doing. They know what they want. They're going for what they want. After all, the bandits you're talking about, don't they pray to God when they want to kill? So we all need to define the God we talk about.
You said they pray to God.
Don't they pray to God? Don't thieves pray to God before they go and steal? Have you not heard it before? Are you hearing from me for the first time? They pray to God. They tell you that they pray to God. They tell you they believe in God. So we need to begin to know which God people refer to sometimes. After all, your leaders, when they want to take an oath, what do they use? They use the Bible, they use the Quran. Is it not God that they're swearing an oath to? And after they swear that oath, what do they do? What do they give to the people? How do they take care of the people? So for me, I just believe that government needs to be more proactive. Government needs to be more sincere in dealing with these issues. The insecurity in the land is becoming worrisome. It is really, really becoming worrisome.
All right, sir. So let's quickly also move to other issues. There's a video I'd like to show to you because that video, it did disturb my mind where because I don't understand. I don't feel phantom how that kind of thing fit take be true. And they try to secure him. If that video not true, then it just be like say we just run around some circle. But as I said, the church members they don't release them and all that. So let's get down to other issues now. Far away in Kaduna State we hear say the repentant Boko Haram dem wey we so be for with our state money. A group of impoverished farmers for inside Kaduna State don dey cry out, dey raise alarm say the so-called repentant bandits dem wey Shegumi talk say, as the Kaduna State government is cooperating and things are well, stabilizing Kaduna. So they don resume terrorizing their communities again and stealing their cattle and their things. Now, for inside a desperate save a SOS message, the farmers from Chikum, and Igabi local government areas called on authorities to investigate and stop the renewed criminal activities being carried out by some repentant bandits, repentant terrorists operating around the Kaduna airport axis. Now, a representative from the farmers, provided a breakdown of the stolen cattle and the things they would have done for WhatsApp message. He said the breakdown, in fact, bottom line, Prince Francis Chilaka, the people then when they say on a waste money for to go rehabilitate and reintegrate, they are back to their old businesses again.
What were you expecting, Precious? You think that these bandits, these terrorists, whatever you want to call them, you think that you can easily reintegrate them back into the society? People who have tasted absolute freedom, people who have gotten money they didn't work for just by kidnapping and harassing other people, and you think by waving your finger like this, you will get them to think reasonably. And then when you say you are rehabilitating and integrating them, what are you giving them to do? Even the ones that, even when government was claiming that they were not allowing them into the military, but it has been confirmed that some of them are in the military. So what do you expect them to do? Do you know the indoctrination they have gone through in those camps? Maybe a lot of Nigerians need to go and watch the movie Hotel Rwanda. Maybe that will make them understand, how these people get indoctrinated. Because the truth is, whether you call them repentant, there is nothing like repentant. Every day you hear they call altar call. Give your life to Christ. If you take a costly analysis of it, you'll find out that some people every Sunday now altar calling they do. So also there are people who are in the prisons. When you release them, give them 1 week, they are back into the prisons. Why? Because some of them cannot feed themselves. So they prefer to eat the beans that is given to them free. There's free food, there's free accommodation in the prison. So it's when we started saying that this whole thing of integration, rehabilitation is a wind pump, a wind pipe where money is being expended. But people thought that, because you are from the southeast, or because you're from the south, you don't know what the northerners are going through. So this is the only way to give them amnesty. My dear, this is no amnesty. This whole thing is a bullshit. But then the government will not stop. Because the government feels that, this is a way to bring them back. When are you bringing them? When you bring them back, what do you? It's like somebody who's hooked to drugs. When you try to get somebody out of drugs, you create a situation where the person will not even see the drugs. Because you should ask one question: where were they before they got involved with this fundamentalists, with this Boko Haram, with this ISWAP, with this what do you call them, cattle headsmen? Where were they? And in trying to reintegrate them, did you find out how long they have been there compared to how long you want to put them in the camps? I hope Sheikh Gumi is seeing what is happening.
So
because he appears to be the spokesman of the bandits and the terrorists and whatever. So, I hope he's happy with what is happening.
So Prince Francis Chilaka, there was something scary that happened today. Yesterday or some days ago, for inside social media, some people noted, say these bandits and they get social media accounts, especially TikTok.
Yes, now.
Some people noted that they actually go live, and a Nigerian lady actually joined their TikTok live and started begging them to leave Nigeria alone and all that. Amidst all of these things when they happen, people they talk, say, how is it that these people are still on social media, doing their business for inside social media, even doing live? But if you did when you did not talk one thing, now government go come pick you. And Nigerian government is yet to fish these people where they are. Is it possible? Now, here is a video, according to, I know maybe they understand Hausa. I don't know whether Fufu they have been a Hausa language. I don't know. I wish anybody who can understand can interpret. But we hear this video, now a video of somebody calling, whether military or top officials, say, may them tell their people who say they don't get clearance from ahead, say Fulani people won't pass. May nobody disturb them, may them come out on the checkpoints for road. I was shocked to hear this. I don't know if it is true, but I think it's best that anybody who understands the language to please.
Hello Sunusi. Da Allah ina son kana ji. Ka biyo bakin hanya duka ka gaya ma mutane cewa da Allah ga Fulani nan za su zo su wuce ba ruwan kowa da su. An yi magana ne yanzu za su zo wucewa kawai za su. Ka gane abu bakin hanyar nan kar wanda ya ce wani abu ga su nan wucewa kawai za su yi. Da Allah abi ga su nan za su taho yanzu da Allah abi a gaya ma mutane.
What did I just hear?
I don't know. I don't speak Hausa language. So
No. What did I just hear?
But because I know here, but we hear say then they
need clearance. They need clearance
to pass,
to move. Are you kidding me?
Yes, and I'm there with them there. They see I'm officer. We make I play them again.
No. No, please play it again.
Okay, sir. Just for that's Nigerian army. That's Nigerian police. You see them.
Hello Sunusi. Da Allah ina son kana ji. Ka biyo bakin hanya duka ka gaya ma mutane cewa da Allah ga Fulani nan za su zo su wuce ba ruwan kowa da su. An yi magana ne yanzu za su zo wucewa kawai za su. Ka gane abu bakin hanyar nan kar wanda ya ce wani abu ga su nan wucewa kawai za su yi. Da Allah abi ga su nan za su taho yanzu da Allah abi a gaya ma mutane.
All right, so I don't understand the language, so I know fetal. So anybody who don't understand the language, I beg help us interpret what they speak. But Prince Francis Chilaka, if you don't understand how's the language, please help us interpret what is said. But according to the explanation I got from sources, they say the people then they ask for clearance, say Fulani won't pass, so make it tell people make them come out checkpoint to say we won't pass. So
I mean, this precious. This is the height of mediocrity. This is the height of it.
So that shows
when people that are living within the troubled spots tell you that when these guys want to attack, that the military looks the other way. It's not a lie. The governor of Kebbi State, if I say Kebbi or Niger State, has been asking questions. That who called off the military that were protecting the school? The military left there by 3 a.m. I am told. By 3:45 a.m., this guy struck. The military, the Nigerian defense, the Nigerian security architecture has been infiltrated. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu needs to do something about it drastically. Because between you and I'm asking myself, who are they calling at the other end?
Exactly, that's the point. So who are they
calling? We're in trouble though. We are in big trouble. It's like saying that in let's assume for Imo State, for instance, it's like saying that somebody calls, the state governor or calls somebody in the state government and say, IPOP members want to pass a wedding. So all the military checkpoints should clear.
Is it even correct to use IPOP as that example? Has IPOP be as destructive as
using IPOP is because I'm talking about the Southeast.
That's what I'm saying now. So IPOP, they don't claim responsibility for any attack saying I didn't kill somebody.
No, it's this. I'm not even talking about killing now. I'm talking about access to the road. I'm talking about having access. But now you're talking about people who are known to carry guns, armed to the teeth, and they're asking for clearance. In other words, they don't want a situation where there will be a battle on the road between them and the Nigerian soldiers. There must be somebody in government that is aiding and abetting this insecurity.
Yeah, so somebody also corroborated what you said. They said the army men in the video were clearing the way for the terrorists as well as.
So, which command do those army belong to?
So that the way is cleared for the coming entourage. I'm not this one entourage.
Nigeria hails me.
Okay.
You see, this is why I keep saying that the underlying
protocols.
The underlying cause of Nnamdi Kanu's agitation has not been addressed. When this whole thing started, a lot of us were supporting him. A lot of us. But a lot of us also withdrew our support the moment violence entered into it. The moment killings entered into it. The moment we couldn't identify who was killing who. The moment we couldn't identify who was insisting on sit at home. Crippling the economy of the Southeast. That was when a lot of us said, no, this is not right. But if you sit back to look at it, you say, what was he agitating for when it started? He was talking about the marginalization. He was talking about the fact that the Igbos were thrown under the bridge. Those issues, lack of infrastructure, lack of federal government presence in the Southeast. These issues that he raised have not been addressed. And if you don't address them, precious, it is injustice. You cannot have peace devoid of justice. I don't know why government is not thinking like they're not thinking out of the box. You can never have peace without justice. Any peace you have devoid of justice is peace of the graveyard. And like I've already said, an agitation for self-survival is something you cannot take away from anybody. It's an ideology. And you must be very careful so that that ideology is not being projected by a madman. In the time of the former president Olusegun Obasanjo, when Katsina State, Zamfara State, when they started this Sharia thing, everybody had hoped and said to President Obasanjo, nip this thing in the bud. And that is where I blame former President Obasanjo. Because his utterances then, his body language then was like, this is just one of those things that will, die out, that will fizzle out. But it has not. It is part of the problem we have today.
All right.
It is part of the problem.
Now
you cannot excuse whatever is happening in the north from Sharia law. You cannot. Because at the end of the day, those who are implementing the Sharia law, some of them are fundamentalists. Some of them you cannot even discuss with. So when government sees something that will create a problem in future, I don't know why every government has not had the effrontery and the political will to curb it. When they were shouting in the north, oh, the killing of Boko Haram, you're killing our children. They didn't see it coming this way. They saw it as politics. They saw it as an avenue to hold power. But now, it is biting everybody in the ass.
Now, Prince Francis Chilakasa, talking about silencing voices. I don't know if you remember Ezekiel, Reverend Ezekiel Dachimo of Plateau State. Now, in talk say, according they talked. In fact, you don't notify people about the closure. Say they don't suspend all in social media accounts. Say all in social media accounts they don't suspend them. I think one of the persons who raised their alarm talk say the cleric was informed that his posts were considered to jeopardize national security. And the man say he strongly reject that. Say in posts no jeopardize any national security. All in social media handle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere they don't come out. Now, the person he now went further to say that a government that sympathizes with terrorists shows expressing outrage over the development. He alleged that individuals he described as terrorist sympathizers still maintain active social media accounts without consequences. Maybe e.g. Gube. But why he own, they don't delete them. Now, Shaw added that his own Facebook page had been shadow banned with visibility drastically restricted. Now, this is the price we have to pay for following Jesus Christ, speaking the truth, and that would never stop. So Reverend Dachimona talk say he no fit reach anybody anywhere again through social media because they don't block in social media. And people are alleging that maybe from powers from the government and all that, nine directs, nine cause to happen. So people talk, say, where is the tolerance of truth? If you know let people where they physically or personally affected by the issues to speak their truth to you, government, or to even speak them publicly, then why is the transparency in fighting this menace?
But you're living in a country where the leadership that you have today, the leadership that started with the late President Buhari, came to power using the social media, using protest, using every available means. Because why? The president they pushed out of office, that's Jonathan, was somebody who was accommodating, and he believed in power resting with people. And that is what democracy is all about. It's about power resting with the people. But unfortunately, you now have, from this time to now, you have a government that believes that power rests with the politicians rather than with the people. So it is easy for government to use all manner of instruments available at their beck and call to pull down your account. You remember the battle that went on between Showore and the government, and that they called that his account should be what? Brought down. You saw the drama that went on.
Say Showore him now, he getting own food for ground now, and he go feel also write to Facebook personally now. But that's one an elderly man, and he's not like somebody who's quite tech savvy to perhaps know what to do.
So we're saying the same thing. So I don't think that Facebook will just wake up and pull down the account. There must have been complaints upon complaints upon complaints upon threats. It's possible that
somebody noticed why will Fulani terrorists still maintain TikTok accounts and other social media accounts, and the accounts are not pulled down? Why?
Well, we also need to know where Facebook stands. We need to know where they stand, why they have pulled it down. You know, we need to know where they stand. Unfortunately, who do you talk to? It's like when your money is missing, when you're using one of these FinSecs and your money gets missing, who do you go to? You start running up and down trying to, because well, first of all, there's no office where you filled any form or signed anything. But I would say this: if Facebook and other social media handles were pulled down, they should be able to tell Nigerians why it was pulled down. Except they're also saying that genocide has not taken place in Nigeria, or that genocide is not taking place in Nigeria.
They say he's supposed to jeopardize national security. You know, you're not waiting the excuse when they give him.
So if you're talking of national security, then it means that the people that are handling these things have been threatened to pull it down. Because what is Facebook's business with Nigerian national security?
I know, then they're supposed to protect the national security of any country within the inside, though.
Even in the face of killings, even in the face of what we call genocide.
That's the question.
Even in the face of where people get kidnapped and ransoms are paid. So there is more to it. It could also be, you know, maybe the people handling the man's account did not do normal things they should have done to that account.
I don't think this is a case of doing any normal thing anyway. But then let's move on to other issues. The Christian Association of Nigeria don't finally react to it in they happen inside Nigeria. So they don't declare a nationwide one-day prayer and fasting to seek divine intervention against what they described as genocide in parts of the country. The directive was issued following the resolution of CAN's National Executive Council meeting held in Plateau State Jails. In the memo dated 20th November, today now waiting 23rd, yeah. So, and signed by CAN General Secretary Apostle Professor Samson Fatokun, the association instructed all block leaders, zonal and state chairmen, heads of church denominations, and resident pastors to mobilize their congregations for the special prayer and fasting scheduled for Sunday, December 7th, 2025. Say we must pray so that, see, the gates of hell shall not prevail over Nigerians. Even Bishop David Oyedepo also called for prayer, special prayer and fasting for what is going on in Nigeria. In fact, and he said that Nigeria will never become an Islamic state. That's what he talked, as he condemned the jihadist attacks on church and schools, and he calls for special prayer and fasting to stop all of these things with him.
Oh, precious.
Sir?
We don't pray too much.
But pray.
We don't pray. Kabash, fall down, kill, die, enemies quench. You know, those who are wishing Nigeria bad, they should die. Those who are not governing Nigeria well, they should die. How many of them have died? How many of them have died? Those who led prayer to Ojota that led to the removal of Jonathan, where are they? Where are they? Have they lost the spirit of prayer? Have they lost the spirit of speaking the truth? Where are they? They matched prayer with action. Precious. They matched prayer with action. They said, we will pray, but all of you should come out. Let us go and protest. Why are they not coming out to protest?
Okay, so you mean that time they went through to the work, prayer without work. But now they don't want to pray without work.
Why are they hiding behind the pulpit to talk?
They
should come out. All those who are seeing different manner of visions, where are they today? Is it that God has blinded them? Or is it that the Spirit of God has left them? For me, I believe that when you pray, precious, you must also put action to that prayer. You don't pray and fold your hands and sit down, you know, because somebody has told you, oh, that tomorrow you're going to be the MD of, for instance, NNPC. And then you go and sit down, you will not go to school, you don't have certificate, you don't have the requisite experience, exposure. You're just sitting down and waiting. Few years back, I used to have a friend, I'll tell you, interestingly. This guy, then we were much younger then. We didn't know what drugs really was. But this guy was into drugs.
Oh, wow.
The guy was selling everything in their house. Everything. You know, those days you used to have VHS. You remember? VHS and all. The guy will sell it. Anything he lays his hand, he will sell. And we were wondering. Then one day the guy came to me. You know what he said to me? He said, Prince, I'm just waiting. God is going to bring his hand out from the sky and give me a briefcase filled with money. Now there I know say hallucination don't enter. That is what we're doing. Those who are calling for prayer, that is what they are doing. You don't chase a black goat in the dark. You do not chase a black goat in the dark. Your prayer you will pray today, tomorrow, will it bring back those who have been killed by these bandits? Will it bring them back? So it's for me, it's not that I pray. I believe in prayer, but you must put action to that prayer.
All right, sir. Let's quickly move on to other conversations. I'm still talking about this, by the way. We hear that the police in Bauchi State have confirmed that five officers were killed during an ambush by armed men in Sabonsara, the community in Darazo local government area of the case. So the things have don't reach police. The spokesman for the command, CSP Ahmed Wakil, said the state said this in a statement. Bottom line, then they confirmed 5 officers were killed. They don't kill 5 of their officers during an ambush. See, these attacks are happening back to back to back, and this one don't even reach the pontiff as Poplio. Don't they demand for the release of the 300 and over 300 girls? Thank God, say 50 of them. God don't bring them come out as in demand them. But waiting to happen to the rest. But there's something about that I want us to pay attention to, which I don't know how we'd get to this resolution. However, make I just let you know. Most Reverend Dr. Ignatius Kaigama, Archbishop of the Catholic Diocese of Abuja, he don't state say Nigeria will not move forward until corrupt leaders are held accountable. Amen Obex. Who will help us hold them accountable and how? He made this remarks Sunday during the homily delivered at St. Luke's Catholic Church in Kubwa, Abuja. So this is a very important message though. But how do we hold these leaders accountable? That's the question. Because now them always they in power back to back to back. So who holds them accountable?
The people.
So how?
The people. Precious, let me tell you.
Okay.
You notice that every election cycle in Nigeria, when the election is drawing closer, the gladiators, that's what I want to call them, some of them will begin to fraternize with the ordinary Nigerians. Some of them will begin to go and roast corn by the gutter. I won't use roadside. By the gutter. The same gutter, the same roadside, that when they get elected, they send their goons to demolish it. Some of them will now begin to learn how to plait hair. Some will even be selling pure water, cleaning it on their head and selling on the road. Some will be selling banana. Some will now begin to patronize general hospitals that are not well equipped. And then to crown it all, they now begin to bribe the gullible Nigerians with what? 5 kg of rice, 2 bars of onions, 3 packs of noodles, and what? 1 small sachet of salt. And then to top it all, they give you 5,000 naira cash. And the gullible Nigerians will be rejoicing. At that point in time, they forget their suffering. They forget that their voters card gives them the right to ensure that the right person is voted into office. But they don't. Also, on the other hand, the government understands the power of poverty. And so they weaponize poverty. They make life difficult for the people. They make resources that they're all shouting about right now, that America, if America come, it is because of the resources. The resources that ordinary Nigerians have never benefited from. That is what they do. So when poverty has been weaponized, then they give you this Thatcher thing they give to you. You gullibly vote them into power. Even when you don't vote them, you gullibly close your eyes when they are rigging the elections. And then they now use your men of God, some of them, to now tell you it is God that gives power. Be patient. Pray for your leader. When your leader is a criminal, they say pray for your leader. That is the problem. So the people must realize that it is in their hands to ensure accountability, to ensure that the leaders are responsible. It is in the hands of the people. And this can only happen when the people begin to say, I don't want this thing you're giving to me. Don't bribe me because of the election. Look at all the people that got elected under Labour Party. Because they used Peter Obi's name to contest election. Where are they today? They're all greedy, selfish, and wicked. They have all voted from the same Labour Party that gave them ticket, the Labour Party that gave them victory. They have left. That is the lifestyle, and that is the way your political class behaves. So the people must stand up to them. In 2027, anybody who comes to say, oh, I belong to Peter Obi's party, I want to contest, we will scrutinize you. We will look at you very well and ask you, okay, what are you offering? And then when you not talk of this issue of corruption, the government is deliberately encouraging corruption. And I'll tell you why. First and foremost, the 1999 obnoxious constitution, that document needs to go. That document is the bane of our problem. It is that document that has embodied politicians to be corrupt. Because as a politician, you stand on that constitution, you decamp from the party that has given you power into another party, and you retain the power of the party you are going to. So we must stop this rubbish. People must, if people decamp, and they have to, if you are decamping from, say, Labour Party to APC as a governor, and you know that the moment you make that move, you will no longer be a governor. Precious, do you think anybody will decamp? So it is that lacuna that has been created.
They go lawyer by force.
Exactly. So it is that lacuna in that constitution that has created corruption. We don't move a step forward. Look at the judiciary. Now, let me even start with the legislators. Look at your legislators. Your president went to present budget. Rather than singing the national anthem, they were singing on your mandate to stand. And if you remember, there was something your president said that day, that all of you have been re-elected.
No, he called them 11th Assembly. Then he realized he made a mistake. And he said,
that is what it means. He realized that is what it means. The tongue is a powerful tool put in human beings by God.
Are you saying that this is the same thing as you want me to give a do to you?
Exactly. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not make mistake when he's talking. Have you asked yourself, since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu became president, have you heard of him talking about Balabu, Balaba? Have you heard it? But that was the machine, that was the instrument he used in coming to power. And nobody talks about it anymore. If you mention it, it is more like you're committing a crime against the state. Then you now look at your judiciary, the last hope of the ordinary man. The same attitude, the same behavior was what they did. When they were meeting at the president, when they started singing on your mandate will start.
Talks, no evidence say they sing on your mandate though. So people now said that standing up when such a song is played, and is he not honoring the song? Is he not same thing as singing the song?
You know, Precious, I've said this thing and I'll say it again. Unfortunately, we have in our country today a system where somebody will grant a press interview, most times live, sometimes recorded, most times live. I'm not going to talk about recorded. You have the video playing live, and the person will tell you, sorry, I didn't say that. And you're looking at yourself, and you're asking yourself, am I stupid? Am I mad? Have I lost it? In the last few days, I'm sure you have seen the video that has been making the rounds of, Wike talking about the late president and, the incoming president. When one of those times when Bola Ahmed Tinubu, before becoming president, visited him. And he said, who would want to continue with kidnapping, with insecurity? He also said in one of those videos that he does not want to be a minister. And that if he takes up the ministerial post, then he'll never be happy. It is happening to him already. That is why there's sleep for the wicked. So people must understand that there is power in the tongue. And it must be used in such a way that you do not ridicule yourself. It is very, very important. So all the things that would have given us good governance, all the things that would have helped us to hold our leaders accountable, where are they? Where are they? You see, you see the way the American government is doing all the meetings, the senators and the committees are doing. You see people talking with, their brain is vibrant. But when you come to your own National Assembly, what do you get?
Our own brain not vibrant.
In what way?
Huh?
In what way? What do you see them do? If you agree to this person, you say, I. If there's a neck, the eyes have it. A country where you do not know where a senator stands on national issue, you don't know where a honorable member stands on national issue, is it not a disaster? It's a disaster. So we must have a situation where if there's a motion on the ground, you need to know the senators that supported it. You need to know the senators that did not support it. But you don't have that. The moment you begin to say I and nay, then you have defeated accountability. You have defeated it. So it boils down back to the people. The bishop has said it. It is very clear. It's very loud. The people must realize that it is them. Their voters' card gives them the power to hold their leaders accountable. But when people come into power without the people putting them there, you cannot hold them accountable. How you want to and where you want to follow? When the man goes to borrow 200 million to contest an election and wins the election, you now expect him to fold his hands without reaping the investment he has made? You now expect him to wait for you that he bribed to come and tell him how to do governance? Mbano. when we had the lives of the late Simon Bakwe, late Chakon, the late Ajasi, there was accountability. They were accountable to the people. Which governor today, in this dispensation, will you call to come and give you account? The moment you even mention accountability, they will arrest you. They will arrest you. Even ordinary MDAs, ordinary permanent secretary, ordinary director in any ministry, go and challenge him for accountability. They will arrest you. Because what we are running in this country, for me, is not democracy. I can't hear you.
I'm going to say that, do you think that Nigeria has surrendered to terrorists? Because this now waiting APC that accuse, sorry, PDP that accuse President Bola Tinubu.
Well, if you look at what is playing out, and where we're going back and forth. First and foremost, you need to understand that all the noise all over the place, oh, the military is doing that, the police is doing that, is because of Donald Trump. If truly the government has not surrendered to terrorists, let them start dismantling IDP camps. Let those in IDP camps begin to go back to their ancestral homes. And then government should protect them as they go back to their ancestral homes. Let farmers begin to go back to the farms without having to negotiate with bandits, without having to pay ransom to bandits. All the local governments that bandits have taken over, let federal government take it back from them. Then we will not know that we have not surrendered to bandits. But it is the fear of everyone. The fear when you wake up every day, you know, if these days when you wake up, the first thing you look at is to find the news of the day. And the news of the day will tell you how many people were killed a day before and all of that, or even that same day. So PDP too saying it to a large extent. PDP shouldn't even be talking, because right now I don't even know the faction of PDP that is talking. Is it the faction that belongs to Wike, or is it the faction that belongs to Makinde? We need to know. When you say PDP, please be specific.
Cannot help Tinubu that now.
You know, don't trust politicians. So. Do not trust politicians. Even if now your brother, even if now the consultant or the expatriate, don't trust them. Because once they're in power, they forget you. But the truth of the matter is that we have gotten to that point in our life as a country where government must be decisive and intentional about dealing with these bandits. I would support today that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, just like he put up an expatriate in Rivers State for 6 months, do the same thing in other states that are troubled, to save the lives and properties of Nigerians.
All right, sir. Okay. So then, I've already told you that the president has reacted to the release of the girls. And of course, in Yobe State, they're calling for calm over precautionary school closure. And just to let you know, Yobe State, about 4 or 5 states don't shut down schools, including Niger and Nasarawa State and Plateau State, don't shut down schools because of this.
But the Ministry of Education has come to debunk it.
No, these announcements were made by the governors. So it's not like, so are they debunking it on behalf of the governors, or they're debunking it for themselves?
They're debunking on behalf of the government. They are just debunking it that no schools are closed.
Because of the outcry where we say the thing gets. These people are closing schools to avoid any attack. The governors announced this themselves.
Well, I'm telling you, I've seen so many debunks at the Ministry of Education that those schools have been closed.
As I talk to you right now, the Yobe State government has called for calm after announcing temporary closure of all boarding schools across the state. A precautionary move prompted to by emerging security concerns. So they won't deny this one too. The state now, the thing they cause opera, the governor, the same one, to calm down upon our own good. And we're saying that Ministry of Education is debunking. Will they give them security? What are we even doing?
Even the Ministry on its own is not secured.
All right, so make I enter inside another matter, beggars. It gets to do with Nnamdi Kanu matter. So the Federal High Court has issued an official public rebuttal to a report by a celebrity blogger alleging that Justice Omotosho of the Federal High Court Abuja survived an assassination attempt following the life sentencing handed down to Nnamdi Kanu. Now, Justice Omotosho, of course, we know the judgment in person Tuesday. Now, in a statement signed by Suleiman Amida Hassan Esquire, Chief Registrar of the Federal High Court, the court said the report is completely false and unfounded, saying nobody tried to assassinate him anything. It is a problem. Next thing they go say na Igbo people na don't want killer. It is. Now, the public is advised to treat the publication as fake news, refrain from further dissemination to prevent spread of misinformation, the court said. Now, the statement added that the false report giving its gravity has the potential to cause panic and undermine confidence in the judicial system, possibly intended as a form of intimidation. That is intimidating the judiciary.
Yeah. I saw that news this morning, and trust me now, I go do fact check because of the picture they used. And when I found out that was something that was done, I think in 2020 or so, sometime it was something that had to do with Cubana chief priest. When they say, yeah, the car in question was said to be owned by Cubana chief priest or whatever, but I don't know who is spreading it, but it's really, really unfortunate and uncalled for. Nobody wants to assassinate Justice Omotosho. Nobody would want to do that. See, let me tell you something precious. If you let us throw away emotions from the Nnamdi Kanu case and look at the substance of that verdict, you'll find out that it's watertight.
What's in Titan?
Why is it watertight? And I'll tell you why.
Okay, sir.
I'll tell you why. Nnamdi Kanu had some of the best lawyers defending him. Kanu Agabi is somebody I personally know. I know him personally. When the first time I met him was when he became Minister for Solid Minerals. He's one of the brightest minds you have.
Just waiting, make water tight. Are they interested in this? Your water tight.
I am coming now. I am coming. Okay. No, because I cannot tell you why it's water tight without looking at these issues. You had one of the best lawyers, and then you wake up from sleep and you sack all of them. And you now said, oh, you want to defend yourself, which was a good thing. Constitutionally, that is his right. Then I said, okay, open your defense. What did he do? You reeled out names. And to a lot of us and a lot of people, onlookers, we said, okay, let's see how these people you have reeled out their names will come out. And then let's know the kind of questions you were going to ask them. But it didn't happen. And then you started going, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There was nothing to it. See, I've spoken, I'm not a lawyer, but I've spoken, let me finish. I'm not a lawyer. I've spoken to a lot of my friends who are, lawyers, and they've said to me that no matter how bad your case is, you must put up a defense. You must put up a defense. And if you don't put up a defense, you have given the judge the monopoly to use whatever the prosecutor presents to pass judgment. And that is what happened. That is what happened. But I'm happy for one thing. What I'm happy for is that it's a high court. So the case will still go to appeal. So why are people bothered?
All right, so I'm going back to the water tightness of the case. You look at them from the perspective, from the angle of, say, as much as I do not support the drama that played out with him, sacking his lawyers and not even opening a defense, even though saying they hinge upon the fact, say there is actually no law. The law when supposedly defend itself, don't they repealed? So what is it, on what basis or what grounds is he going to be defending himself? That's his argument. Do you understand? Meanwhile, the lawyers go talk, say, oh, because there is no law. Let's say the law has been repealed and reenacted. So if the new law they reenacted, we'll not go find new law, we'll go use arrest. Okay. So because of say we don't repeal the law on death by hanging for anybody with murder person. So if somebody go murder person tomorrow, now we'll not go sentence them again. We'll not go find what to go use sentence them again. Do you understand? So that's what lawyers are saying. But that is not the crux of the matter. We're looking at, just like you said, the substance of the case. On what basis were they found guilty as a terrorist? He was found guilty based on the utterances he made. And fine, granted, assuming those utterances, according to International Terrorism Act or law, where we say the Honorable Justice cites inside the case, that those are clear enough to prove him guilty. There are tons of other people in this same country before and after Nnamdi Kanu who has made even more insightful statements. Why have they not been arrested?
Okay.
And let me finish now. If they talk your watertight, allow they talk. Why did the case not deem it fit to also charge them to court? That is the question. No,
Precious, hold your breath. Hold your breath. You don't they get angry now. You don't say one chop suya. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Now let me say this. Okay. Others you have talked about. When Sunday Igboho had a case,
Sunday Igboho never had a case against Nigerian government did not take up the case against him. Now for Benin Republic, then catch him. And that
let me finish now. Allow me to say something. When he had that case in Benin Republic, Precious, be very honest with yourself. What did the leaders of the Southwest do?
All of them gather around them.
Why did the Igbo leaders not do the same?
They said they did.
Where? We talk about an issue that has to do with the life of your citizen. Did any of the Igbo senators raise the issue of Nnamdi Kanu on the floor of the Senate? Precious. Did any of the state houses of assembly in the Southeast raise the issue of Nnamdi Kanu? So these are the things. As far as your leaders in the Southeast are concerned, they are culpable. They don't want him out. In the daytime, they come out and say, oh, we want Nnamdi Kanu free. What do they say in the night? Do they maintain the same stand?
So you don't...
Even your Senator Abadibe.
Oh,
let me finish. Even Senator Abadibe that has supported Nnamdi Kanu, did he ever raise the issue of Nnamdi Kanu on the floor of the National Assembly?
I cannot go back, go read Maro any other thing. We they talk about you justifying the judgment of Justice Omotosho and that it is watertight, and that's where I am holding you on. Let's see what you said about
Precious. Precious, hold on. Precious, hold on. See, Precious, Nnamdi Kanu shot himself in the leg the day he sacked his lawyers. Let us tell ourselves the truth. The only problem I have with the judge was the fact that they did not subject Nnamdi Kanu to psychological evaluation. Because for me, that is what they should have done. And that is what I was expecting the lawyers to request for.
A man that has been in solitary confinement for over 10 years, a lawyer, a justice who's been handling a case, knows that this man has been in solitary confinement for over 10 years. And the way you learn as the judge and justice, don't let you know, say, this man, mental health, he don't be affected by the way.
Why did the lawyers not raise the issue? Precious, when they were there as his lawyer, why did they not raise that issue? They were busy. Ejimaka, whatever they call him, was busy, always wanting to be on the media.
You see, now this kind of thing, now make international other countries and they sabi use jury. Because if there was a jury in this case by now, jury people could not tell you, say, there's a possibility that this and this and that could not happen. Because ordinarily, a brilliant judge could not know, say, and person where you don't lock up. You said their house only by yourself or even just one.
Precious. It is not an issue of a brilliant judge. It's an issue of his own lawyers. What did they do? What did they do? Well, like I said,
I'm sorry to say, it's not true that MNK Nnamdi Kanu's case was never raised. Abaribe don't raise in case before for Senate. And Obi, in fact, just recently, Obi Agwocha also.
No. Abaribe never raised. No, Precious. Abaribe never raised it on the floor of the National Assembly.
Obi Agwocha also raised this case. So they have raised this case before.
On the floor of the National Assembly? Go and check when they raised it. They always raise it after the sitting. They have never raised it on the floor of the National Assembly.
So
I have followed it.
So what does it matter anyway? Would that now influence the decision of the judge? When Ibi said the president will be the person who carry the case, go court. When Ibi said the person, now the same president will enter and only prosecute for Shawore case. Did anybody raise Shawore case before the president enter and only prosecute for him? Was Shawore not held during when Tinubu was sworn in? Was it not held?
The bottom line of Nnamdi case. Wait, you know my position. You know my position. The bottom line of Nnamdi case, now say,
who had to beg President Tinubu to enter on him?
The bottom line of Nnamdi case, na Igbo man. That is just it. Let us say it the way it is. Na Igbo man. It is the marginalization that the Igbos are suffering. That is the thing.
It is now you're saying what it is.
It is the marginalization.
I said it was
but unfortunately, my anger, my frustration is that it is we, the Igbos, too, that are marginalizing ourselves. I know they hear you. You don't mute your mic.
Can you hear me now, sir? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
I said the only reason I raised this issue in the first place is because you had said that Nnamdi Kanu's case, if you look at it again, it is watertight. And I had to ask you, so what's in tight?
I'm talking about the judgment. I'm talking about the judgment. Listen, why are Precious? Calm down, Precious. Throw away emotions. Why I'm saying that about why I'm saying that about the judgment is that the fact. Wait now.
Not emotional in any way. I am just being factual because it could as well be my son or my child that's injustice is being meted on. The only thing I said is that what made it watertight? Because if you're saying that because he refused his lawyers, he sacked his lawyers, and he refused to open defense for himself. So because of say I not defend myself, now I make you go look my case finish. Tell me say a transmitter, now object of mass destruction way I use for terrorism. Transmitter.
Precious.
I mean, let's now.
Precious. Wait. They were precious. Wait. There were a lot.
And you tell me that because of the things I said, I have not committed the crimes because I said them. And then you also forget that there are other people who have also committed same crime. We're not even talking, see, for all I care, I don't hold the judge accountable here. The people I am talking about is the federal government who prosecuted the case because the judge merely just did what the federal government perhaps wanted him to do. That's what people are saying. So I am
on your mandate we stand. When that song was sung, what kind of result were you expecting?
Don't sue MC Olomo to court because people also died as a result of, you and I were talking about somebody like your neighbor that died during election. Amasika was telling me here about 3 people who died in Akota have been aware.
Precious, you're not getting the argument. The argument is simple. The Igbo leaders, every one of them call themselves leaders of the Igbo tribe. They are culpable. That is my own, including your governors.
The judgment, I don't see that water tight, so you talk inside.
Okay, because the judgment is water loose.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Since you're saying it's water loose, you just want to make me laugh, make up. Okay? No. You know they're good. If they
no. The judgment is water loose. Let's move on.
All right, let's go on, I beg. So bottom line, they don't talk, say they no try to assassinate Omotosho. Somehow I'm very happy. Not somehow, I'm very, very happy about this because this would have just put the Igbo people in another trial again. You can't like say, hey, Igbo people won't go kill a Yoruba judge because of me. I don't like trouble. My name is Precious Inyi. Even though I'm from River State, they would say, oh, I follow do the same. So I know.
Continue with your show. Leave where you come from.
All right, so let's go straight to the conversation now. talking about Nnamdi Kanu himself, Kanu Takano, younger brother to Nnamdi Kanu, tweeted today, Sunday, that Prince Emmanuel Kanu and Dr. Maxwell Opara had met with the IPOB leader at the Sokoto medium security prison where he's now transferred to. And on Friday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government transferred Kanu from Department of State Services, DSS, Abuja, to Correctional Center in Sokoto State. Now, Kanu was sentenced to life imprisonment. Of course, we know the case. Now, according to Kanu, Kanu instructed him to inform the public that his conviction was without legal basis. Still maintaining stand, noting that no individual can be convicted under a repealed law. Now, what's need to maintain? So that is to say that Nnamdi Kanu has again reacted on his judgment. In fact, he don't reject the judgment to ABC court put on top of his head. Say, they possible, say they will carry repealed law, use judge him. So say in reject that judgment. Say that judgment no go stand. Now, so he added that Kanu emphasized that his final written address, which was anchored on the principle of fair hearing, was denied. And then you also say that one day watertight too, because they denied him his final judgment.
I said now water loose. I know they talk watertight now.
No, you be they do watertight now. So the fact that he's also denied access to his final written address is also watertight. Okay, I'm coming, sir. So he added that, emphasized that his final written address, which was anchored on the principle of fair hearing, was denied. He further stated that the evidence relied upon by the courts was neither included in the charge sheets nor formally presented as evidence against him. Now, additionally, Kanu said Kanu raised concern over the court's reliance on struck out charges from Justice Binta Yanko, describing it as a significant issue. Say, most of the things we court use judge against and waiting Binta Yanko already strike out since. Now, upon reviewing the judgment, he identified numerous errors that undermined the validity of his trial. That is, no, you don't read the judgment, review more. Now, he added that Kanu urged well-meaning Nigerians, justices, magistrates, and lawyers to carefully examine the judgment and uphold the laws of the land and the Nigerian constitution. Kanu said he questioned the disparity between the favorable ruling in Umuahia High Courts, Enugu, Appeal Courts, United Nations, and the Supreme Courts, which stated that the laws under which he was charged are repealed and must be amended, yet were ignored. He commended individuals of good conscience who recognized the injustice and rejected it. He said, I am Nnamdi Kanu, who will reject injustice, unfairness, and evil against anybody, regardless of your tribe, faith, and ethnic background. Injustice to Nnamdi Kanu is injustice to everywhere, or injustice in everywhere. I remain thankful for all your support, prayers, and your good thoughts. Elohim bless you all, he said. And he added,
okay, precious. Quick one. I'm going to ask this question, and I'm hoping that between you and I, we can have an answer. Kanu kept insisting that the law under which he was being charged has been repealed.
Yes.
Why did his lawyers not raise it?
But that was raised even while his lawyers were still there. Before that issue was raised even before he started his lawyers.
So the thing is simple. This case is going to appeal. So let us
appeal court will be not strike at this case, give judgment, say that.
Let us kill the emotions. Let us kill the fact that everybody's getting so hyperactive.
No, I don't like go about emotions, sir. I'm sorry, I don't like it. I am saying that precious. What I'm saying is that What I'm saying is that, see, if every one of us display the anger and frustration with that judgment, the country will boil. Who is displaying?
You and I know that.
Only analyzing situations, sir. I mean, this is not between you and that, sir, for inside this show.
I know, you're not even going to watch your channel. You're not even going to watch your channel. You're not even going to watch your channel.
The only reason I started reacting to you was because of the statement you made. I didn't.
And I've told you that there's nothing like watertight. It is water loose. Why not let me go?
No, the first thing you
Are you not becoming Justice Omotosho?
Aside. Who's being emotional here? I'm not being emotional.
No, I am not talking about you. I am saying that there is so much emotion out there. There is so much. You need to talk to people. People are really charged up.
Okay. No,
people are charged. So for me, between you and I, we must diffuse that. That is our responsibility. We must diffuse that anger and frustration and let people look at the fact that the case is going back to appeal. So when we go to appeal, let us see what the appeal court would say. So people should be calm. Let them drink water, let them calm down.
So speaking about dousing tensions and all that, and I think I have said this here before. In case I haven't said it, I'll say it again. If anybody won't go scatter anywhere, like people go scatter Igbo play states. In fact, the people who pass the judgment go they happy say on the scatter on a state because now waiting the sweet them for belle be that. So if people have sense, they will know that they will not go and scatter anywhere. The first of all, we paying them now say Nnamdi Kanu make statements, we make them scatter things for Lagos State, their state. So if you go and use that anger of the judgment to not go and scatter styles, it is your state you're making ungovernable and unlivable and unbearable. So
Precious, let me also point something.
You know that
listen to
scattering properties and all that is not the way out.
Good. When you listen to Justice Omotosho, you listen to Justice Omotosho giving that judgment speech, at the point in time, it was more like it was Lagos State government against Nnamdi Kanu. That is what you get from that judgment.
Lagos. Yes, I know.
Yes.
Everything was because of his utterance during NSAS. I don't know. I mean, people sense that it was more like a vendetta against the. But then one question I want to ask Abeg, during NSAS, why all the things will happen? They blame on Nnamdi Kanu. They entered Oba's palace, of Lagos Palace, and people went and
they caught the people who took the staff of office, and they're Yorubas.
Them big boys.
They're Yorubas.
So how do you now blame Nnamdi Kanu for all of that? I'm sorry, I just make a ask.
Nnamdi Kanu na Igbo man. His name not a sweet for ear. Bring him out. It's like a dog. Give a dog a bad name and kill the dog. Period. The thing an Hausa man will do, I try not to be tribalistic, but sometimes we can run away from it. The thing an Hausa man, a Fulani man would do and get away with it. Precious. An Igbo man will not do half of it and get either locked up or killed.
So let
me. It still applies to Yoruba. So in Nigeria, we have two laws. We have one law that monitors the activities of the Igbos. That is why when there is a problem, in the north, they buy the Igbo, loot their shops. In Lagos, what do? Government will come, demolish their shops in the night, cut away what they want to cut away, and leave the place. That is where the Igbo man has found himself. But like I keep saying, the Igbo leaders are culpable because they are the brain behind the problem.
So now make I ask another question. Considering that most of the things, the basis at which Nnamdi Kanu is being held down are because of the utterances we make, which mostly was based on the things and when you talk about the activities of the armed headsmen and insecurity in Nigeria. Considering say most of those things and we say talk about don't come to stay now, you don't they work now. Is it not enough to now relook at those statements or the anger at which he said them, understanding that look, perhaps he saw the danger ahead and he was warning.
But Precious, I remember I said clearly to you, I said the issues for which Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced have not been looked at. He has not been looked at. The issues of marginalization, the issues of lack of federal presence in the Southeast, the issue of power tussle, the issue of governance of Nigeria. So these are issues that have not been addressed. We just scratch the wound for surface. The cocoa wound still there. And until the day the government of Nigeria would wake up and say, look, these Southeasterners have suffered enough. We have marginalized them enough. Nigeria will continue to be. See, if only the Igbos understand the power they have in Nigeria, Nigeria will bow to them. I'm telling you, because the Igbos are the economic life. Anywhere the Igbos enter, they develop. From north to south. They develop. How many Yorubas do you see going to the southeast to develop, to buy land, to buy virgin land, to buy a wasteland and turn it into an estate? How many people from the north do you see doing that? And that is why the Yorubas can open their mouth and tell you that go and develop your state. Because they know that the governors we've had in our states are people who are just there looting the resources of the state.
All right, sir. Let's quickly move on to other issues. Now, Nigerian, this one are your real cocoa jurisdiction. Because they say Nigerian Customs Police orders they escort smuggled goods and in the pocket from 4 to 6 billion naira weekly. That kind of money they this industry. That means apart from Department of Ministry of Terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, we also get another lucrative ministry for inside sub-ministry of custom we get to do with smuggling. Now, a network of Nigerian security operators, including some personnel of the Army, Police, and Nigerian Customs Services, is reportedly making between 4 billion and 6 billion naira every week through a massive smuggling ring that brings in rice, contraband goods, and vehicles through Seme-Badagry axis and adjoining the Idiroko, border routes. This, according to an exclusive by Sahara reporters. Now, multiple insiders within the Union of Pioneers Association of Smugglers, the coalition, Pioneers Association of Smugglers, a coalition of more than 3,000 local operatives and border area indigents, told Sahara reporters that the leaders have used them for years as ground workers in the illicit trade, but remain the only ones not benefiting from the multi-billion naira operation carried out on their own homeland. Now, according to them, a syndicate allegedly protected by influential officers across several security formations control the flow of contraband from Benin Republic into Lagos, with goods cleared after settlement with customs and protected by military escorts. Now, sources accused a notorious smuggling coordinator widely of running what they describe as a mafia-style hierarchy of sidelining indigenous operators while expanding his influence through security backing. The leader has no vehicle, but he takes returns from every operation. His investment keeps growing while the real indigents don't have a single investment. Meanwhile, then they do the work, according to the union members. Union members allege that soldiers from 2 major military formations in Badagry have been routinely deployed not to protect Nigerians' borders, but to escort trucks of contraband into Lagos. One source said that as recently as Saturday, November 22nd, just yesterday, Army personnel were sighted supervising loading operations in the Seme-Badagry border or corridor after a clearance deal with some customs officers. I know if you continue with this just because it's too deep, Gidigo. Sir, I know say this now you're part of your department. You're supposed to know this racket now. Alpha. This kind of industry
Precious.
Sir, I be make I go join police or army.
You go good though.
So that go benefits.
No, but you see, when we talk about this racketeering, it doesn't start from Senegal. It starts from the main ports here. Have you not observed that soldiers escort cars from Apapa and Tinkan, taking one way to the final destination? Have you also not observed
really
that? Calm down. I should be asked question now. Which one you really?
Are they surprised now? I'm shook.
Okay. Have you also not surprised? Have you also not noticed that Okada riders are used to move bags of imported rice into the country? You will not tell me you have not seen them. Where an Okada will load 10 bags of rice. Nigerian borders are very porous. And also, the security personnel are not accounted for. As it is today, you don't know who is a real policeman, who is a real customs man, or who is a real military man, as long as that border access is concerned. They have a new controller in semi-border. And when he resumed, he complained bitterly of two things. The first thing he complained of is that there are too many checkpoints. From the border to Mile 2, you can count up to 50 checkpoints made up of customs, police, immigration, army, sun, which other, quarantine. They just litter the road. Now, the CG of Customs has been able to reduce their own checkpoints to 2. But other agencies are yet to do the same. But, interestingly, despite the presence of these agencies, contraband business is top-notch. If they enter, nobody say go come. Food items, cars, furnitures, name it. If they enter. You see, the problem we have is when a government turns all its parastatals, ministries into revenue generation, you create a problem. And that is where the problem starts from. Because everybody on the street will tell you, oh, we want to generate money from government. But in the real truth about it is that 60% of that money being generated under taxes goes into private pockets. So anybody telling you that there is racketeering and there is corruption, it's the truth. We all know that. So it's not just about the customs, it's not just about the army, it's about everybody, including the famous, what do you call them? Smugglers. You remember, few months ago.
They get association.
Sorry?
They get association.
Sorry? Yes, now. After all, some women gathered themselves and started and they wanted to register association known for mothers of Yahoo boys. Have you forgotten? So that is the country we live in. We all, in one way or the other, encourage and promote evil in this country. So for me, yes, it is not that it is new. It is happening. Maybe what government needs to do is to reduce these people, take them off the road. Take them off the road and ensure compliance. But so long as you have these people on the road, standing, wearing uniform, tormenting and, holding everybody to ransom, you have no choice than to pay. So it's an unfortunate situation, but that is what it is. You cannot stop smuggling. You can only reduce it. And for you to reduce it, the government must be willing to go the extra mile. It falls in the hands of government, to find a solution to it.
All right, sir. Let's quickly move on to other issues. Well, we hear Lagos State Task Force don't return Oworonshoki to demolish houses despite court order, and residents don't demobilize to resist fresh demolitions. So that one still go on. That means government is not backing out and finishing the demolition.
Sir? Wait, sorry. Before you continue, the problem is not about the demolition. The problem is that the government does not obey court orders. And unfortunately, the court has taken the back door. They've taken the back step. They are singing. When the moment they began to sing on your mandate, they stand, they gave rights to governors and government officials to disobey court orders.
Before that, on my mandate we stand. We don't see disobedience of court order before.
Yeah, but we don't register them.
All right, sir. So let's move on to other issues very quickly. So moving on, the All Progressives Congress (APC) for Lagos State don't slam Peter Obi over in comment on the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu. Now, it was reported that Obi described Kanu's arrest and detention and eventual sentencing as unfortunate, adding that the progress or the process reflected leadership gaps and might heighten tensions rather than reduce them. Obi made the remarks in a statement titled "Kanu's Conviction." Obi calls for dialogue, healing over hostility issued by his media aide Ibrahim Omaro. Now, reacting in a statement on Sunday, Lagos APC spokesperson Sheye Oladejo blasted Obi's position, saying it was inappropriate for political actors to comment on matters still undergoing judicial review. Oladejo warned against making statements. They don't give judgment now. Why you no go comment? The thing they never appear yet now. So he's no longer sub judice. Okay. Oladijo warned against making statements that could be interpreted as undermining national security institutions or court processes. He added that Obi's comments could be misinterpreted as politicizing sensitive security issues and urged public figures to avoid remarks. That not be only him, a lot of people don't also blame Peter Obi. In fact, some people don't even like him waiting Peter Obi or waiting Peter Obi talk in reaction to Nnamdi Kanu case as waiting Sheikh Gumi do in response to bandits, saying at the same thing. Say two of them, in fact, he called all of them terrorist sympathizers. That Peter Obi is a terrorist sympathizer because Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist, so he's sympathizing with terrorists. But let me take a reaction if you'd like to talk about that.
Well, I've noticed one thing with Lagos APC. They seem to be on the same table with Rain or Mockery. Every time Peter Obi puts out something, you hear that the APC in Lagos are the ones attacking him. I think the problem, let me even say this to APC in Lagos. I think their problem is the fact that they felt defeated in the 2023 election where Peter Obi won Lagos State. And that thing is paining them. So they are looking for every opportunity to stop Peter Obi. But the truth of the matter is,
it never happen again. That it was
no problem. We watch. But the truth of the matter is that, see, we must first of all realize that Peter Obi is a private citizen before contesting for presidency. And that after the election, he has come back to a private citizen. So he's entitled to his opinion. People must respect that. And if you go and look at what Peter Obi said analytically and critically, there was nothing wrong with it. Because the fundamental issues raised by that has led to where we are today with Nnamdi Kanu has not been addressed. Nobody in the Southeast today can come out and tell you who the unknown gunmen are. Nobody. But we know that the unknown gunmen caused a lot of mayhem in the Southeast. This is December. Like I said, that's what I'm saying. Everybody should cool temper. Because as it is today, a lot of Southeasterners cannot travel home for fear. And these are the things Peter Obi is talking about. And that is why Peter Obi has been one of those who has been calling for a political solution to the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. But let me ask you one question, Precious.
Yes. The question, no,
I won't ask you a question. Calm down.
Okay, sir.
You know that Peter Obi was renditioned, or when we use that word rendition now, it's sweet for man. Peter Obi was kidnapped from Kenya to Nigeria.
Peter Obi or Nnamdi Kanu?
Sorry, Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya to Nigeria. So Nigerian government too, they practice terrorism. Because kidnapping and terrorism.
That's a statement. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, the moment you get involved in kidnapping, you have become a terrorist. Now, and I keep asking myself in the last few days that how come the man who was in charge, that gave the order, whether we like it or not, was the late president, that they should go and kidnap him. And when they brought him back, why was it that he could not, in all he did, he could not pass sentence on the man? That is wisdom. That is wisdom. But the truth of the matter is that the current government and the chief judge lack wisdom in what they have done. They lack wisdom. Because as it is already, there is tension, there is suspicion among tribes. A sensible and a sensitive government will do everything humanly possible to douse the tension. But what did this government do? No, there is tension, they're putting petrol. It is because of dousing the tension that the likes of Peter Obi and others who have been calling for political solution were calling for it. I'm even surprised that the man who keeps saying that he's number 6, beating his chest, oh, I'm number 6, I'm number 6. He couldn't get Nnamdi Kanu out. But yet, he wants to go to Abia and defeat a governor that is providing the dividends of democracy to the people. So all those who are attacking Peter Obi, they're just doing it out of malice. They're not doing it out of patriotism. They're not doing it out of common sense, but they're just doing it out of malice. So that's all I want to say to them.
Right. Let's move on quickly. Okay, let me leave all this. Let me leave their politics. Let's get to one of the most important issues I'd like us to discuss today. So, Office of the United States Secretary of War don't come out, come explain the real details of the conversation and mediation, a big talk where him and Nigerian delegates get. And it is very important make we pay attention to this. So Office of the United States Secretary of War has provided details of its meeting with the Nuhu Ribadu-led delegation from Nigeria. The Assistant on Public Affairs and Advisor to the Secretary of War, Sean Parnell, provided the details of the meeting held between Peter Hegseth and the Ribadu-led Nigerian delegation to the United States. Now, it was reported earlier that the National Security Advisor, NSA, Ribadu, met with Hegseth following US President Donald Trump's threats to attack jihadist groups, and not Nigeria, to attack jihadist groups terrorizing and killing Christians in Nigeria. Now, it was also reported that the delegation comprised the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Bianco Ojukwu, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetekun, Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, and the Chief of Defense Staff, Olufemi Oloyede, and amongst others. Now, Trump had recently designated Nigeria as of course country of particular concern based on claims of Christians killing, systematically being killed in the country. Talking about the meeting with Nigerian, Parnell posted on war.gov on November 20. Secretary of War Peter Hegseth welcomed the delegation of security leaders from the Federal Republic of Nigeria led by their National Security Advisor, Mr. Nuhu Ribadu, or Mr. Malaikola, Mr. Malam Nuhu Ribadu, to the Pentagon. Still quoting except from their response, says both leaders discussed issues, ways to make tangible progress on stopping violence against Christians in Nigeria and combating West African jihadist terrorist groups. Now, Secretary Hegseth emphasized the need for Nigeria to demonstrate commitment and take both urgent, enduring action to stop violence against Christians, and conveyed the department's desire to work by, with, and through Nigeria. Did you hear him? To work by, with, and through Nigeria to deter and degrade terrorists that threaten the United States of America. Now, I would like make you react to this, but whilst you're reacting to this, I also want you to note that I think it was Riley Moore who spoke to Fox News yesterday, explaining the two conditions where they don't give Nigeria on how they go fit handle this matter. The only two conditions where they permissible for them to fit partner with Nigeria, working with Nigeria on this. say, except those conditions are met, then that means they would take their own actions by coming guns a blazing. And one of the conditions we in give, now say one, then go make sure, say, may Nigerian government make sure, say, they release Sunday Jackson, the guy who was sentenced to death, or who is sentenced to death for defending himself from Fulani armed man who would have killed him. Two, they must show them a road plan, a plan to say, a workable strategic plan to see how they won't disarm those Fulani headsmen and other terrorists. If they don't see anything tangible, then that means they would come and do it for them. Let me quickly play excerpt of that interview so that, so they say lizard where one person see, now Python it become. So the problem or the question is, will Nigerian government be able to meet with this? Now, the reason I have to raise this issue is that the Minister of Information yesterday say, oh, that our delegation, the United States, and they work very hard to clear the misconception about Christian genocide in Nigeria. So while our Nigerian government, they give us feedback, say, no Ribado day there to clear misconception. The US government, they give us feedback, say, our people, they cooperate on how to stop Christian killings. Which one we go agree? Which one we no go agree? But make her quickly go play that one where be say, Oga Riley Moore talk for Fox News. Basically,
it's illegal to own firearms in Nigeria, but somehow these nomadic tribesmen can just lay waste and murder all over the country against Christians, and nobody does anything. But you have this individual, Sunday Jackson, who's a Christian farmer who defended himself against an Islamic radical Fulani militant. He's facing the death penalty right now. Where's the justice in that? And that's one of the things I think the Nigerian government can do, is to restore credibility in their government and their justice system, is to free Sunday Jackson.
Congressman Moore, I want to play some remarks you made 2 weeks ago on this program. You had a word of caution, perhaps, I would say, to the Nigerian government, with whom you met some representatives this week. Here's what you said 2 weeks ago.
I'm asking Nigeria, do the right thing here. Partner with the United States. Help us protect the Christians in your country, and we will help you. This doesn't have to be all sticks. It can also be carrots here. Or we do have these kinetic military options on the table, which the president has made very clear he will consider.
You met with the Nigerian delegation this week. Have those kinetic threats moved them at all?
Kaylee, actually, I will say that the meeting was productive. It was frank, very honest with them, and it does sound like they are open to partnering with the United States to stop these killings. They met with myself and the administration as well, including Secretary Pete Hegseth. And so I think we did make some progress in getting them to a place to partner with us to stop these killings. But there's a lot of things that they can do, and I think one of these first steps is releasing Sunday Jackson. I think another one is coming up, working with us for a plan to disarm these militants in the middle belt of the country, the Fulani Islamic radicals that are there. But we did make progress in that conversation.
I do want to also pull up some words that stuck out to me. This is in the New York Times. And this was about the earlier attack. It's sad that you have to differentiate. There were 2 schoolgirl attacks this week. Well, this was the earlier one. The gunman stormed the school for more than 20 minutes, apparently without any intervention from security forces. There is a security checkpoint not far from the school. And the Nigerian police force says, look, we were there. There's so many mixed messages. Are you confident that they're trying to rescue these girls? I mean, I think back, this has happened since 2014 when Boko Haram took those sweet little girls.
Well, and those girls all haven't been returned yet either. And so this is escalating out of control. The National Security Advisor who led that high-level delegation that came to the U.S. for these meetings, they understand that they are in a rock in a hard place here, and they got to make the right decision, or President Trump is going to start making some decisions. He's made that very clear. But I do think that this is an opportunity for the Nigerians to work with us in coordination and cooperation to end this. Stop the killing of these Christians. Stop the kidnapping of these children. This has got to end. It's a human tragedy that's taking place over there.
Congressman Riley Moore, thank you for being a voice for our brothers and sisters.
So here was it say, except we go fit take our own decision, unless say President Trump still gets his own method where he say he's still there on the table where they consider. which is guns are blazing. But let me take your reaction, especially based on, this conversation, the details of waiting their conversation be so far. What do you think the Nigerian government will likely do?
All right. You started by asking a question that the Ministry of Information.
Yes. The Ministry of Information. Yes.
Yes. Giving their own details. The American government is on the other one giving their own details. And you ask the question, which one do we take?
Yes.
Obviously, you know that your Ministry of Information would want to tell the Nigerian people that they're on top of the game. Because they know that a lot of Nigerians don't read. A lot of Nigerians don't listen. A lot of Nigerians don't watch television because, first of all, now when people get light, now you go watch television. You understand? Now, obviously, I wouldn't expect anything less from the Nigerian government than to tell us that they're on top of their game, which, as we have seen, they are not. Now, looking at the conditions given to the Nigerian government, that number one, get as it go be.
Why?
And I'll tell you why. The Supreme Court, they always find it difficult to recall its judgment. And like a lot of Nigerians kept saying, it was a hasty decision. It was a reckless decision. That judgment was reckless from day one. Because that judgment simply told you that you cannot defend yourself. So when that judgment was passed, Nigerians rejected it. Nigerians objected to it. Nigerians spoke out. And to show you that the American government has data, I am sure that in the mind of the Nigerian delegation, that was the list of the things they wanted to hear.
I don't even know. So the Sunday Jackson is just an ordinary farmer waiting on JJL. We don't know anybody.
So that is to show you that I told somebody, I said, for American government to come out openly and clearly to tell you that there's genocide in Nigeria, they have their data. They're not like us. How many are we in this country, Precious? How many are we in Nigerians? We claim to be 200 million. Some people say 230 million. We have to wait for United Nations. We have to wait for UNICEF. We have to wait for another body, foreign body, to tell you how many you people are. How many births do we have in a day in Nigeria? How many deaths do we have? So these are issues that we don't have data. And it is because of the fact that we don't have data. That is why your Minister for Foreign Affairs, or whatever you call it, was spewing rubbish. I was spewing rubbish. You leave the issue on ground, you are attacking the personality of somebody else. Because he didn't have data. They're asking you, how many people have died? How many Christians have died? As a minister going to speak on a national issue, on an issue that is affecting 200 million Nigerians, he should have data on his iPad like this. He should have it. But he didn't have data.
But he didn't
have data.
To him that he been pick up piece of paper or something where you use open, come begin use the grid information now. Remember now, if you watch that video.
He didn't have data. And that because he didn't have data, he didn't know what to say.
No, but when he
was caught up and he didn't know what to say, he now decided to attack the lady. And you can see the expression on his face that it was just because he felt deflated. So the first condition is a serious condition. Now, going to the second one, that one to another again. Is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ready? Is he willing to do the needful? Is he ready and willing to rid Nigeria of these terrorist groups? to disseminate, to scatter them, to kill them? Is he ready? If your president is ready, if the government wants to follow the conditions put forward by the American team, the first thing your president would have done by now is to release the names of those who are sponsoring banditry, terrorism in Nigeria.
Now, Pantami Golam now.
It don't matter who Golam, government is continuing at that level.
Pantami, now, our former Attorney General, Malami.
It doesn't matter whether Malami Golam. It doesn't matter, but he should release it. That is where to start from. Let us know who these sponsors are.
It's possible for the Nigerian government to meet these two conditions they give them.
It's going to be very, very impossible. It's going to be impossible. Jokes apart. It's going to be impossible. Because while they were in America holding discussions, to find a way forward, what were the terrorists doing? They were even daring everybody. They started a new system of kidnapping, killing, maiming. Don't forget that in that second demand, you must consider how to take back the people living in IDP camps to their ancestral homes. You must consider it.
And
you must consider. Good. You must also consider the fact that you would have to purge the military to know who is selling out information. See, look at the death of Brigadier General Uba. Up to today, nobody has said to Nigerians who sold out the intel of the man's location. Because when people say it's because they put it on social media, you forget that messages on WhatsApp is encrypted. So who sold out the man's location? Obviously, it must be somebody who was there when the man was talking. Moreover, Precious,
Sir?
A brigadier general in the battlefront, no protection, no surveillance.
Even after he escaped safe to get
nothing. It shows you that, man, every man to himself. That's the truth.
All right. So you say you do not see a Nigerian government meeting up to these. So if they not meet up, the next option that say Trump could take in decision where they on the table already, will be guns are blazing. And that's actually what Nigerian government is worried about. So in order to stop that action, wouldn't it be better? Because the Moore sounded very optimistic, and he said that the Nigerian government, sounds very willing and they are cooperating. His words, that they are cooperating fine and they sound very willing to work with them. But it feels say this willingness, not just a surface willingness, or really, then they try to do what they fit do to make sure, say, them, stop the guns are blazing. That now,
well,
a lot of people go on.
The willingness is a propaganda tool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that is what it is. See, Precious, I'll say this, the political class will do whatever it takes to protect their source of income. They started by trying to gaslight America by getting some Nnamdi Kanu will call them by getting some people who call themselves patriots to start doing video, talking about patriotism, talking about our resources, talking about how America wants to come and take off our natural resources. But they forgot that the people themselves they are governing are not benefiting from those resources. And so when the people now started questioning those people when we are talking about resources, that the people are saying America is coming to take the resources. What if we benefited from these resources? They kept quiet. Since that time, nobody's doing video again. So when that didn't work, they came up and said that your president was going to see Donald Trump. Or maybe they don't wait and say, this man feel bullshit to the president. They withdraw that one. They say, okay, your president will meet them in G20. As that one no work, he sent the Ribado and Co. But for them, it is not a decision they can take immediately. So they need to come back. And since they came back, we are waiting. Nigerians are waiting. Has the killing stopped? No. Has the kidnapping stopped? No. So it's a tightrope for the government. But let's see how they will maneuver over it. Because like I said, those two conditions, they are filled up. They look simple to the ear, but by the time they begin to itemize the details of those two conditions, you said we're not say these people prepare for Nigerian leadership.
So as they talk to you right now, we hear say the president doing inside meeting with the security chiefs on this conversation we get to do with what's in the go on for the country. But beyond the meeting we did with them right now, you don't also again, I mean, say we get no get hand again for insider security. So you don't order the withdrawal of security escorts from VIPs. This not be the first, second, or last time we order this kind of order. So I don't know whether this order will hold. But I mean, if we're saying that we have paucity of manpower, and then the small manpower we get, most of them they escort VIPs, then which one will remain to come really serve the teams them? And if you ask this policemen, really, they would even prefer to serve VIPs because they get possible they go help their life. Pass the one. If you carry them go walk front, far, including some army officers, no vex, I just they talk. So let me take a reaction, sir.
Hey, precious.
Let me quickly let you know, sir. Let me quickly let them know that the phone lines are open, so you can call to join the conversation. It is 0817-029-4077. That's the number to call. 0817-029-4077. Or you just follow the link for inside the pinned post. The post they already pinned. Follow the link. The link will bring you straight into the studio to join the conversation. All right, sir. Make I take your feedback.
Oh, precious.
Sorry, sir.
They say talk is cheap. And, each time I hear there's a marching order, the president has ordered the chief of army staff go to Kebbi State and rescue mission. Now, let me even digress a little bit. I hear your Minister for State for Defense, Matawale, was asked to go to Nigeria. And then I ask, what is his presence going to do there? Obviously, when he gets to Niger, all the military personnel in Niger.
Morale booster. You go boost morale now. Oga is here.
I'm coming. Okay. All the military personnel that should be protecting the people will now begin to protect one man. The minister is not the right person to send to any place. Because all he needs to go, all he goes there to do is carry a microphone and begin to defend the things you cannot defend about government. The people in Niger State that their children have been kidnapped, all they need is therapy. They need somebody who can talk to them, somebody who can calm them down, somebody who can make them understand the reality of what they are facing. Not a minister.
But wait, now when you talk therapy, instead of us to actually offer therapy, option of therapy to the people then we be said and kidnap, would they give amnesty, the radicalization to the ones who cause them the harm? No, you don't think I'm like that, because these people, I mean, I don't know if you heard the account of the man who said he saw one of the persons who kidnapped him, who held him. Do you know how that can actually affect you? So instead of us to offer through, I mean, no vex, sir. Sorry for digressing. Somebody do on the line. Make a wait for you to finish, and I will pick the person call.
So going back to the president asking the security personnel that are attached to VIPs to be withdrawn. Well, I don't know. I don't know how effective that will be, because we've had that more than 50 times. If you recall, when in 2023, Abi, when what's his name, Egbetokun was appointed as IG. That was his first statement.
Almost all the IGs now, their first statement that they make would have not be him be the first.
But does he hold water? No.
So you
It
think
doesn't. It's just there because the policemen will be the ones to guard VIP. The policemen will be the ones to guard the trucks carrying our minerals that our Chinese people are moving out of this country. The policemen will be the ones guarding politicians going to parties and arranging food and carrying bags for them.
Ew. So, oh yeah, sorry, sir.
What do you expect?
Sorry, sir. Good evening and welcome, please.
Yeah, good evening, Precious.
Thank you.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, what's your name, please? Where are you calling from?
Moses calling from Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. So, first of all, you know, like I always say, the country, we haven't got leaders. We haven't got leaders in that country. That's number one. And again, all we have, the leaders, the bunch of leaders we have now, they are all corrupt. Corruption has eaten into their bones, to the center and everything. Okay, like the country now, like the leader of the country, he's trying to run Nigeria the way he runs Lagos. He forgot that Nigeria is not Lagos. That's number one. Nigeria is not Lagos. So when you feel that everybody must come down, everybody must come to bow down for you, you could see everybody the people that are all around these people. Don't you see the way all of them, people that were supposed to stand up to say, what you're doing now is wrong. None of them can speak because all of them are all eating from the same pot. Yeah, they're all the same now. You can't differentiate any one of them.
I don't know. Now you they tell me, my brother. How I go use no now? Thank you.
You can't differentiate them. You see them. Nobody needs to tell anybody anything. You just look at everything else. Because the truth of the matter is the country needs reset. The country needs reset. Serious reset and serious education. As in short, they need to start educating. And first of all, even the young ones that are growing up now, the young ones that are coming up now, that education needs to be in place. Total sanitization, as in you need to start teaching them from scratch. Anybody that comes out now that want to start those programs now, these same people will go against that person. Because like President, I just said that you want to come, you want to distort where they get their daily bread from. Because they know no other thing apart from that politics. These people, everybody will see now, which business are these people set up, managed, and run successfully, apart from this politics. Politics of deceit, politics to destroy. They don't care about their fellow human beings. They don't care about their fellow human beings. You look at the rest of the world now, everybody is moving forward, thinking of growth, innovation, thinkers, creativities, as in carrying the people along, training people more and more. Things are moving forward. But Nigeria is like backwardness.
Thank you, sir. Huh? Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right. Okay. Make a good take calls. T.Y. Danjuma, are you there? This one you're showing us the light. We have the light of the Lord in our lives. We are the light of the world. You're welcome. I thought I saw Oga Tony from Chicago at the backyard just now. You don't run. Oga Tony from Chicago, come back. Oh, I beg. All right, go ahead.
Sir? I try to remember how they say good evening for German. You tell.
I know Sabi that language. Guten Abend. You see, NEPA don't take lights away. Your network don't take lights. Oh dear, his network is off. Let me go back to this call. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Precious.
Yes, you're welcome, sir.
Yeah, my name is Chooks, calling from United Kingdom.
Chooks, how are you doing? Is this the Chooks that used to call us before, that used to join us virtually from UK?
Yeah, of course.
The chubby Chooks?
No, not that one.
Oh, okay, I thought it was that one. It's been a long time I saw that one, and I hope he's follow me. Follow me, not stop like my village people. No Jasmine, just they follow me like my village people. Welcome, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I want to, talk to, good evening, Mr. Chilaka.
Good evening.
I'm very, very disappointed with your, with what you said today, about the case. And
it's my opinion. I'm entitled to it.
It's personal opinion now.
I'm entitled to my opinion. Don't be disappointed.
He doesn't have his opinion.
Just express your own opinion.
Yeah. Where I'm particularly concerned is when you said that the Igbo elders did not do anything for Nnamdi Kanu while he was there, and I completely disagree with you. We know of Mr. Mbazuike Amechi or something like that. We know of former governor of Anambra State. Those two men have died, and they wish this. They said to Buhari, "Let this be a send-off party to me." That's what Mbazuike Amechi said. So for you to say that, I'm very, very disappointed in that. And you contradicted yourself so many times. You said Nnamdi Kanu did not do well by sacking the lawyer. Again, you questioned the lawyers for not, raising some things. So I don't particularly know.
So granted, it is his opinion. So can we move on? Can you speak your own opinion?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is, like you rightly said, I call for calm. Let everybody be calm. I assure them Nnamdi Kanu will not be there in 2027. That is my own belief. The way it goes, they're only doing this for politics, and let's just stop, discussing if it is wrong or right, because they did this just to get us emotionally charged, and we will defeat that. If you know me, I'm the one who always talk about reforming INEC. That's the person you I don't know if it is the Chooks you're talking about. I am the person who always talk about the reform of INEC. We need to get this country working. These things they are doing it just to get one region, to react to it, but we will not give in. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello.
Hello, Precious.
Sir, Ogatoni from Chicago. Welcome, sir.
Yes. Chilaka, I greet you, bro.
I greet you.
Yeah. Sorry, I was on here this thing, but I found the network is not friendly there. So probably that's what happened to TY too.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's why I left that place.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to make some points. On the Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers. I heard one of the lawyers on Arise TV, the young guy, he said that people had different opinion, that Nnamdi Kanu did not sack his lawyer, but the lawyer withdraw. He said they withdraw. Probably there's certain things you not say on air. That they withdraw, not Nnamdi Kanu sack them. There's something, probably they foresee what's going on and they withdraw. So the guy made it openly. I heard not someone told me. He said the lawyers withdraw on that issue. Then I don't know why all these pastors are saying pray for Nigeria. When Goodluck was the president, what did they say?
You know,
Good luck, is he a pagan?
No, but you know say prayer na the key. I don't ask for Gachina.
Why they didn't start the same prayer on good luck?
Who you ask?
Well, they can go.
I be ask you say prayer na the key now. Prayer is the key.
Prayer without works is nothing.
I never heard any time America say let's pray for America. It's not possible. God has given you everything you have in this world. Why pray to God? Why disturbing God? So please again on this issue about kidnapping, girls escaping, pressure, some stories are dead by moonlight. These are dead by moonlight. They kidnap them. Before they don't escape. May this government pity us now. Some of these stories, I don't even believe in such thing happening. Where are they escaping to? How do they escape? If they tell us they kidnap you not to rise into and they want to credit themselves. Are you sure there was any kidnapping at first sight? Now they say they have escaped. How many people escape? From who? From bandits that has guns. Girls escape. How many? Not even one. When you talk about someone escaping, it might be one or two persons can escape. Not crowd escaping. Who are they guiding them? Are we all fools that we cannot even reason ourselves? The girls escape and the men was there, they escape. There is a story they don't need to tell us, we know. Maybe they want the America to create them that are working. So that's what they are doing. I don't believe in that kind of issue, please.
Okay.
They tell a different story.
All right, sir.
It's not better for us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Prince Chilaka, would you like to react, or let me go back to T.Y. Danjuma? T.Y. Danjuma, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Precious. Sorry, people want to play pranks with me, but
see, he did the him. You know, it him. When they cook, make the best local gin. He go get some, packs of local gin to use a piece them before they go hear you. So they use and brush them out for money.
I know, I sabi you now. But me would they fly for hot afternoon, not for night. So we they go church, when we give Caesar the one way before Caesar, you give God the one way before God. Balance everything.
I appreciate you. It's good to do that. Welcome back.
Like I greet you.
I greet you, my brother.
I hear what you talk. I agree with everything when you talk, my brother. I agree. We have to speak the truth sometimes. Not be, we have to say the truth to ourselves. We no need to be like the people where they rule us. Where if they tell you good morning, you check your watch in the afternoon. So that said, now I want to talk about this condition where they go give our delegation. We go abroad. We go hold meeting with the congressional person for DC. That condition, I hope say not be him be the one where they put pen to paper where they sign, where about they sign. Because once you don't sign out, it be like Chinese and Africans where they sign, they go do one for English, they go do one for Mandarin, you go sign. They go sign after when you go come look when they want to implement their own, they go bring the Mandarin for you. You go see say it's different from the one where you sign for English. And the one where they sign for their language, now they go take. I know sure say that condition where they talk, maybe they fit meet one. But the other one, the second one say they go show plan. Here. Hey. I don't know. So the thing be like say they hold them for that bad place where you get a place where I'm not going to talk for here. You get if some women, wicked women, where they fight with their husband, you get where they go hold the man like the man goes, I beg, I surrender.
I hold for this place. You don't say as I don't stand, they look you. I don't understand. It means
I surrender. Oh, I surrender. Now so the whole our country, I surrender. These guys are wicked. This guy not be because they will give you condition where you say you know go fit meet them. So then they get excuse to do what they want to do. Guns are blazing. Because, you can't trust the Nigerian government to do what they promised to do, particularly with this kind of situation. They don't have the technology. They don't have the willpower. They don't have, where are they going to fight it from? It's difficult because this thing now don't mutate. It don't spread. It don't spread everywhere. Where are you going to start from? He did judiciary, he did INEC, he did legislature, he did executive, he did army, he did police, he did along the street, he did inside forest. Where are you going to start from? How are you going to do it? How are you going to begin to isolate them? And in any case, have you accepted, first of all, say there's genocide? That you never accept. Have you accepted that this killing must stop? Have you accepted, say this will not be too fighting? You saw what Mr. Leah was saying. Yeah, sometimes they call her Reverend Father. Catholic Church don't send them away. They suspend them. Will not be.
Call her Mister, not be any Reverend Father.
Mr. ID, Mr. Governor. Catholic Church placed him on suspension. How can he be disagreeing with his own bishop? Bishop Anegbe, Makodi Diocese. He opened the mouth where they chop yam, they chop this thing, they talk, say there's no genocide. What kind of person? You not see when Totif, when President Tinubu go Benue, Totif did there, Chris Musa did there, Egbeto Kun did there, President did there, in did there. Totif, they tell President say, this is the way they call two fighting. Not be two fighting, no. It's not genocide. The man, you see, play the video now. The man, they look like, say, the eye Totif, say, no talk this kind of thing. So, for someone who says he's a priest, we know the truth. The governor before you had said the truth. He talk, they almost kill themselves. They cut people's hand, pluck people's eye. Say, go and show to the governor. Make him know, say, we know the place. He saw all those things. That's a man who stands in the pulpit to speak the truth to people. Now, you don't enter devil den, because anytime when you enter APC, you are gone. If you don't enter APC, now end of discussion. If you be good person before, So it's surprising that he has to say that, but that's the picture. You see the picture of APC. This thing where if they made that promise, if they put pen to paper, say this is what we are going to do, we're going to fight. PTO, they no go, they're just wasting time. They just make it be, say, you give somebody a rope, make it take hang himself. Because they will give them, there will be a time frame. Within so time frame.
Because they're acting that if they don't act, then Trump could take his own decision. We're already on the table.
Yeah, because
be like
they already waiting.
They can't do work for a sovereign nation without the permission of the country and all that. So Trump don't talk. Say, yes. Show us this. If you're not showing us this, that means you're not willing to handle the situation. Oh yeah,
that's it. What thing they go do? They already know what they go do. They get the names. They get the people. They do their surveillance. They don't even need to even send boots on the ground to begin, do one or two things. They don't need to. Some of them, they know where they monitor their movements. They can apply sanctions. There are so many things they can do. Maybe they go start first with sanction. You, and then they go tell Britain, tell Canada. Because Canada don't enter the picture. Where again? Which European country?
European Parliament.
Yes, they don't enter the picture. So they could just say, okay, no place where not go. They go persuade their allies for Asia and all that. Say, okay, we're gonna do the same. So maybe that time they could begin get sense. But I think that this is not a good time for our country. And I think now where they don't catch our hand, where would they go still meet for pot of soup? We could just say yes, so not be say we won't warm the soup, we won't tifam. We're sorry. I think that is what we should be saying now. Say, Emma Binu, we didn't do what we're supposed to do. You dobale, say Rankadede, Yankuli, You beg them, and then just work with them. Because from what we are seeing, every day you hear killings, every day, and you ask yourself, where is the government? And people still they deny. I was expecting that some of those ministers were cursed during Jonathan's period will come out to bring out their whatever, their mantle and whatever, and begin to curse again. But I never seen, only one or two people now I don't see where they curse, where they rain fire and thunder and brimstone, But otherwise, this is unacceptable. This is not good at all. And I think that, something must be done. I like the pressure on the Nigerian government, gingering them to wake up and do something. This has gone too far. This killing is because if happen to you, you will be like saying, when people see people dead body where they carry, you get as it go be. But one man's death diminishes me. All of us, it diminishes all of us. And so it's a critical situation. Nigeria must deal with this issue. They watched it first. They sat down, they were looking at it. Now the thing don't turn around. You don't affect everybody. And everybody is in this thing. If we not stop them, I'm sorry for my country, Nigeria. But I'm praying and hoping that we will take this opportunity and do the right thing for the good of all. Good night, Precious. Good night, Prince Chilaka.
Thank you. Thank you so much, CY Danjuma. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hiya, Prince Chilaka. Listen, I be our Reverend Father for this show. Yeah, give us grace.
No,
let's do the grace.
The one where we make governor don't disgrace us, so nobody won't be a reference again.
Let's do the grace. I'll make I just quickly hear from Oga Edwin. Oga Edwin, you don't almost the end before you come in. You come late to church. I was just shutting down before you
oh, sorry
so
about that.
You have to help.
Yeah, but I was listening to the very, very interesting debate. Prince Chilaka, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Prince Chilaka said my mind this evening. He just said virtually everything I wanted to say. So all that I want to re-emphasize is about the fact that if we don't go back to our constitution, I keep saying this thing, that constitution needs to be thrown away, and then a brand new one drafted, and all the nationalities will have to sit down. Do we actually want to live together? That is it. So I've said everything about Nnamdi Kanu. I said he shot himself in the foot. I said the greatest mistake he made was discarding his lawyers and all those. I have said all these things before. So time and again, they all keep resurfacing. All that I've said before. There is no way we can move forward as a nation in the current setup. There is no way. And I've always said too that, the Igbo, I said it the other time. I said the Igbo leaders, not until they come together as a force. There are so many of them who are just trading off of Nnamdi Kanu and all those stuff. I said not until they come together in unison, coalesce together. No, they're all playing to the gallery. They're all playing the ostrich, and they think they can get away with it. The Nigerian setting wouldn't propel any Igbo to become the president of Nigeria without realignment, without the current setting being brought back to the way it was pre-1966. If that doesn't happen, it will only just be, they'll be beating castles in the head, the way I look at it. So if you look at it by and large, Prince Chilaka, thank you very much. You've said everything. So this night, I'm going to watch over and over all that you said, and I'm in a complete agreement with you. So, Precious, thank you very much. That's all I just wanted to say. A lot to talk about, but Prince Chilaka just it's as if I had a discussion with him maybe earlier before he went to the studio, or he just, maybe read my mind somewhere. Everything from head to bottom. The only area I wanted to disagree with him was about that Justice Omotosho. That man is like what Dr. Nnamdi said the other day. He's the establishment judge. He just does whatever dirty job Tinubu and co wants him to do. So all this, I don't really know. Democracy, are we practicing democracy? Prince, like I said it all, we are not. What is in there? That is not democracy. And I've told Precious over and over again, Tinubu is or was never a Democrat. And people just keep debating that with me. And I keep scratching my head. What makes somebody a Democrat? I beg, good night, my sister. Good night, Prince Chilaka.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice time. Yeah.
Good night. Good night. All right, Prince Chilaka, sir.
Well, you know, every Friday and every Sunday we come here to try to analyze issues. Sometimes it's like you want to fill water in a basin, or rather than putting it in a basin, you're pouring it inside a basket. And that's what is happening because our leaders they're not listening, they're not proactive. Our leaders are thinking more of their own self, showmanship, than actually giving real leadership to the people. We expect that our leaders should be the ones in the forefront. They should lead. They should be able to lead so that we can follow. But what do we have? We have leaders who do not prioritize the people, leaders who prioritize themselves, leaders who have become demigods, leaders who do not have the political will to do certain things that they're supposed to do. And that's why we are where we are today. If, as at 2015, 2013, 2014, when the APC government accused the PDP government then of not having a foresight, of being clueless, of not understanding what it takes to curb the corruption, to curb the Boko Haram, the terrorists, and all of that, and then they come to power and they're worse off, then it means that they too are clueless and they too did not prepare for governance. Like I keep saying, it is one thing to be a strategist. It's another thing to be a leader. Nigeria today is still searching for that leader that will take us to El Dorado. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Nigerians, I beg, make wanna go follow Prince Chilaka, eh? And also they don't get local gin for their place. I don't know whether they get, but they will give it for me. Correct them, but then get them well. Please follow him like your village people at Prince Chilaka TV. I appreciate it deeply for always joining us here. Thank you so much, sir.
No problem.
Thank you, sir. Do enjoy the rest of the morning. Good night, sir. All right, Nigerians, that's the size of our package today. Again, a big thank you to everyone who's made it. Thank you so much for being part of the show, and also ensure that you follow us like your village people. Kindly click on the subscription button, follow us like your village people, and make sure say you subscribe to this page and follow us across all social media platforms at Precious Enyi TV on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. Precious Enyi TV. Just go and follow us now. You know they pay money. You know they pay for the subscription. Follow us and then also react to conversations really go on there. I love you guys. I'll see you again tomorrow evening. And don't forget that on Tuesday, hopefully, Goldie Gamari will be joining us on the show here. I have tried to see if I can get Shegumi. But on the other hand, I would have Barrister Frank Uto from Benue State, who's now in the US, join us. I will also see if I can get Barrister Redzi Jugo from Plateau State to join us, as well as Yusuf to join us. I would Zaria Yusuf. I'd let you know all of this. The idea not to the Canadian MP says she really won't understand what's going to happen for Nigeria. And so let's just let those people who have been, have had first-hand experience for waiting they happen, made them talk about the situation in a way we should go understand. And that's why I wanted somebody else from, the other camp. That's why I wanted a Shigumi so that we'll get a balanced conversation. But whatever it is, 7 p.m. on Tuesday promises to be a fantastic conversation and no miss them for anything. I'll see you guys again, hopefully tomorrow evening. Protect your mental health because Wahala need to finish. He who worries about Nigerian problems and runs away lives to worry another day. So protect your mental health. I love you guys so much. Good night and God bless you. Bye.